So, is SLS launching people to the lunar surface?
Well, SLS will be launching people.
I feel like you're dodging my question. I asked you specifically if SLS is launching people to the lunar surface.
SLS and many other rockets do launch people into space.
But to the lunar surface, you're dodging my question.
There are many rockets that are planned to launch people to the lunar surface.
Roll the intro.
And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be nominal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up.
Bottom towers, fly! Yes!
They go down to nominal.
Flighting downside FD off. Bring in FD off. It's orange! Orange 25! Oh my god! Oh my god! Decollage!
Put that in the big bag,
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together, back to the moon and beyond.
The methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You dead? Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Flame Trench NASA space flights. Kind of very unserious, let's say, weekly cast about what's going on in the spaceflight industry. I am EJ, your host. I'm a Twitch streamer and NSF commentator, and sometimes crazy. I will be your master of ceremonies for tonight's stream. But, as usual, I am joined by an ever-competent cohort of co-hosts. Tell you what. We got Max here. Max, how are
How's
you?
it going, everybody? I'm doing great, EJ. What was it? Master or commencer of ceremony? Is that what it was? I lost it already. Master of ceremony. I liked it.
Yeah. I'm the
I'm doing
MC.
great. I'm happy to be here.
All right, excellent. And then, of course, we are always accompanied by D. D, how are you?
I am doing really well. You know, it's been a good week. It's great to be here. And I can, in fact, answer that question directly. You don't need to repeat that for me.
Was this week in the room with you? This week?
Yes. No.
Yeah. See?
There are lots of weeks in the month, EJ. They're always coming and going.
There are, in fact, lots of weeks in the month.
Right. All right. Anyway, you guys know the drill. If you guys have questions pertaining to the topics that we're talking about, you can tag at NSF or at NASA Spaceflight into chat. I will get the panel open, which I don't have open. I got to open that. Should probably get on that. Sorry, it's a lot of things going on at once. You know, they were like, "You're hosting," and I'm like, "Ha! All right, cool, sweet." No, I'm just kidding. I knew about this a long time ago. But anyway, what's the first topic of discussion? D, something launched out of China the other day, and it wasn't the usual Long March rocket. What do we got teed up going on the other side of the world?
Yeah, so you're gonna have to forgive my pronunciation here a little bit. Zooq 3, I believe, is the more correct pronunciation there. Launched earlier this week, just on the 3rd at 4 UTC, and that was an exciting launch because while it's not just a methane rocket, although being yet another methane powered launch vehicle, that's pretty exciting. They also were attempting a booster landing this time around, though. So the rocket is about 66 meters high, so it's a decently sized rocket, and there you can see its landing pad that is 390 kilometers downrange, actually on land still, based on their launch site. They don't deal with drone ships and using those sorts of recovery assets, but they can have a fixed landing pad on the ground. And so it was exciting. I know everyone was tuning in to watch this launch, and it seemed like it went off really well, all things considered. We had that clean liftoff, and it was about 2 minutes into flight, a bit later, that they had main engine cutoff and stage separation. The second stage, which is also methane powered, continued onward. That's one of the unique things. Like the Zooq 2 was the first methane powered rocket to launch into orbit, and then the second stage of methane to operate in low Earth orbit. But then, about 6 minutes into flight, the first stage of the rocket re-entered, and it prepared to do a landing burn. So everyone was tuning in, and in the footage that we've seen since then, it seems like everything was good up to the point of the landing burn. So when the landing burn was supposed to start, though, that's where the problems started to arise, and there was a large fireball, and it impacted the ground at a very high velocity, actually right next to the landing pad. So it didn't have a successful landing this time around, but it made it really far into flight, all things considered. We're going to be taking a look at that again momentarily, but it was a really good flight for the rocket, all things considered. It's a bit too much to expect that everything would go perfectly, including landing the first time around. But it was a good launch. EJ, Max, did y'all watch the launch on social media as it was coming out? So here's someone shooting the landing burn. You can see it sort of seems like it's starting up, but that very much did not go to plan.
Yeah.
Max, go ahead, dude.
No, you're good. I mean, there was no actual live stream, so it was impossible for us, especially those who were outside of China, to follow the launch live as it happened. We were pretty much watching clips from the ground, from either launch or landing as it happened, within minutes, I should say. I think we had the first couple of clips of launch from a somewhat close location within the first 3 or 4 minutes of liftoff before the booster even tried to land. Very good looking liftoff, and from some of the footage that Landspace has published, it has a really strong thrust to weight ratio, and ZQ3 gets off the ground in quite a hurry with all 9 of its engines. To be completely honest, the rocket made it way farther into its landing stage. It made it a lot farther into that portion of flight than I thought it would, because it had around, I think, a 40 or 50 second reentry burn, which is a very, very long reentry burn compared to Falcon 9 especially. And that is a long time for those engines to have to fire retrograde into the atmosphere and into a building airflow, especially at hypersonic speed still at that point as well. And that probably explains why during its the startup portion of its 5 engine landing burn, mind you, it isn't 3 or 1, it's 5, at least initially, I think. We obviously didn't get all 5 relit, and then there was some catastrophic failure of 1 or more engines, which led to a very smoky trail behind the booster as it came down in a fireball, thus impacting the ground at very, very high speeds. To be completely honest, that booster made it way farther into flight than I ever thought it would. I mean, launch at this point, China has it down, even with the ZQ2, which was the predecessor and also not reusable. Launch at this point, it's not easy, but everyone has it down. Launch is not the big talking point anymore. It's reentry and landing. Of course, SpaceX was the very first to figure it out with Falcon 9, and then they got super heavy on the first ever catch back in 2024. And now Landspace was the first to attempt with China, with Chinese rocket and Chinese technology for the first time this year. So entertaining to say the least. I did not expect them to land the booster, although honestly, I didn't quite think it would make it through entry burn as well, just because that is a very, very high stress point on the vehicle in flight, and it did way better than I thought it would. EJ, I know you wanted to say something too.
For a first attempt at doing this, it got pretty dang far. I mean, I keep looking at this footage from their entry burn, and I'm seeing stuff come out of the bottom of it. Like, I don't know if that's normal or not, but clearly there's something weird going on with the engines. Because Max, you were saying it lands on 5. It doesn't. It starts on 5 and then it goes down to 3, and then it should ideally land on 3. It looks like they got maybe some of the engines up during the landing burn, and then something went really, really wrong after that.
Yeah.
Clearly, the booster hit the ground at a pretty high impact speed, considering there's like no discernible parts of it left.
Basically.
Yeah, but either way, I mean, hey, it came down on the landing pad. That's good.
It was on target.
It was on target.
They did not get rid of a lot of speed in the last several hundred meters of flight. That is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
They did not reduce their velocity very much.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But they, like you said, Max, they made it through entry burn. They made it up to the point of landing burn with their first flight of this rocket. That's huge. That is huge. So it'll be really cool to see. And I mean, the rocket as a whole is a really interesting mix of sort of Starship inspired and Falcon 9 inspired, with the methane and stainless steel from Starship and the design largely from Falcon 9. I mean, there are only so many ways to design a rocket, but you go to the 9 engine configuration, that style landing legs, the grid fins, and it's like, yeah, that looks like Falcon 9, and weirdly a little bit of Starship.
Well, we have gotten the question before, especially in Starlink streams from time to time, of how could SpaceX re-engineer Falcon 9 to run on methane or with Raptors? And essentially, the best way to sum up ZQ3 is a design inspired by Falcon 9 and then re-engineered then to run on methane. Because if you look at several of the design elements on ZQ3, between the landing legs, the grid fin location, and also the engines in particular, and that's what I'm most fond of. Well, I shouldn't say fond of. I'm most interested in is that in the engine configuration with all 9 engines, you can see the ports for the turbo pump dump or exit port just on the inside of the engine bells, which is exactly how the Merlin 1Ds are oriented on the Falcon 9 first stage. So it's obviously an open cycle combustion design engine, which is the most simple, although they are running on methane, which is a lot more tricky to use compared to RP1, although it is a lot more efficient and you get a lot more performance out of it. But RP1 is just a lot simpler to use, and that is why Merlin is so reliable. But the fact that they got this far with a methane-powered rocket into its first flight, a reusable, well, at some point maybe reusable rocket, is pretty stout. I do have to tip my hat to them. It was quite the achievement.
And I have to say, you don't often get the really good reentry burn perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
And here you can have people positioned further down range to catch it. You can really see how much horizontal velocity is having to be bled off, the same way we were able to see that with New Glenn. And in both of these cases, like, these are methane rockets re-entering, so that re-entry burn is really dim.
Yeah, methane does not burn anywhere near like RP1 does, and so it's a fascinating rocket because it's a mix between Falcon 9, Starship, Super Heavy, and then also New Glenn. Falcon 9 mostly in its overall design, engine configuration, 4 grid fins and 4 landing legs. Starship with those 2 shines on the side, and also the grid fin placement. They're not at 90-degree spaces like they are on Falcon. They're more like, what is it, like 60 something on Starship. They're in 2 groups on either side. And then also the shine placement on the sides is very reminiscent to the Strake placement on a New Glenn GS1 booster. So it's kind of it's a mix of all 3 of them, but obviously heavily designed or inspired by Falcon 9, because Falcon 9 has become an absolute workhorse when it comes to launching things to orbit, whether it be low Earth orbit or beyond. So, but I have to pose the question to both of you. How many more flights of ZQ3 do you think they'll need to get it? Just because they got this far with Flight 1, that doesn't mean it's guaranteed that they'll get farther with the next one. I'm curious on your guys' thoughts.
I think they'll land the next one. D?
I think it's possible they land the next one. I think the fact that the failure took place so late in some ways is helpful and in other ways is really harmful, because it's not like they can look at debris and get too much of a hint of exactly what happened. Like, hopefully they had good telemetry from the vehicle up to that point, and in the couple seconds between the attempted landing burn, ignition, and the actual impact, because it's not like they'll be able to look through all the hardware and actually physically see this is a thing that went wrong. They'll need to rely on telemetry, figure out exactly what happened in that instance, because I mean it's everywhere. There's a lot of little pieces that will not necessarily be very helpful. So hopefully they have good telemetry.
I would sure hope so.
Guys, do you know, everybody's saying like, oh, this is inspired by Falcon or this is inspired by Starship because it's stainless steel. You know, like, I'm just gonna go and put this out there that, in, you know, it's kind of no secret that China does kind of peep on other people's ideas. Like, we definitely have seen that before. But you know, is it weird if I'm gonna say that I don't think this is like an exact copy? I'm pretty sure like it seems like they looked at like Falcon 9 and said, oh, we should make something like that, and you know, you should maybe like stainless steel, like maybe. But you know, if you sit and look at the architecture of this booster and actually like how it's put together, like, you know, correct me if I'm wrong here, Chad, it looks like the first stage doesn't have a common dome. It looks like an inner tank design, like think like SLS core stage, like there's a volume between your two tanks here, which is interesting. That's not, no SpaceX rocket does that.
Ooh.
You know.
Yeah, I think you're right, EJ. I was just looking at it. I'm looking at one of the pictures from launch now. It looks, yeah, I think you're right.
It definitely looks like it's using an inner tank design. Yeah. It's got aluminum fairings and an aluminum inner stage. So like, I don't know if it's like it may let's, you know, like say maybe inspired like by it, but yeah, I'm gonna go out on the limb here and say that is no copy. It's not. I would agree. It's not a copy.
It's heavily, like, you look at it and yes, it looks like all these rockets, but especially when you're going to a reusable architecture like this, you're going to have common design elements.
Yeah, of course.
What is the simplest landing leg design you can go with? Well, something like that. 4 landing legs that fold out. Obviously, you need them to be aerodynamic. You need a controlled reentry. And so, I mean, how many options do you have? You can go the sort of New Glenn route, or you can go the grid fin route. And I mean, they're gonna converge to some degree regardless. But you're totally right that there are a lot of differences. It's like they really did just try to go, okay, how can we reuse our first stage and get as much performance as possible? And they're like, well, we know methane, we can do methane, and so let's do that. And then that architecture just makes sense for reusing a first stage.
Yeah, I would agree that it isn't a copy, and if I use that word, I didn't mean to, but it isn't a copy. But at the same time, especially between Falcon 9's first stage and the Super Heavy booster, there are optimal points of either vehicle's design that could be used in other applications, and I think China has seen obviously elements of both vehicles and thought of how can we use this in our own design and use it for our own purposes. So yeah, it isn't a copy. If it was a copy, it'd be running on RP1, you know.
Yeah, but Chris in the chat, they looked at our Falcon 9 bids. Yeah, right. No, that very much seems like it. But I mean, you know, D, you're right. You're gonna get convergent design to an extent. Like, even if you look at like New Glenn 9x4, you know, the landing legs, even in the renders on that, they bear a resemblance to Falcon 9. Like this bears a resemblance to Falcon 9. So like, to an extent, you do get convergent design, but like, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say somebody like kind of like looked at a Falcon 9 video and be like, oh yeah, we got to make something like that, and then just kind of clean sheeted something else. Like the propulsion, I can't really speak to, but yeah, it's the more I look at like at a passing glance, you know, ZQ3 looks like oh, it's a Falcon 9 with stainless steel because Starship. But the more you look at it, the more you're like, huh, that doesn't look like Falcon 9 at all. Right, you know, like for instance, not having a common dome, you know,
right?
Just very, very interesting design choices on that rocket. But either way, like I said, there is some convergent design. I just thought that kind of interesting. Like it's no secret that, you know, China does look and get inspiration from all over the place, right? Like that's pretty obvious at this point. But yeah, very interesting in this regard.
I mean,
You know?
there are some applications where where it has been more than just a look, and they had their industrial espionage has been part of China's design history, especially when it comes to fighter aircraft as well. Obviously, we aren't talking about fighter aircraft. We're talking about orbital launch vehicles. But yes, I do partially agree with that. But there is always going to be a part of my brain that always thinks about if China saw more than just a photo or a video of a piece of hardware, and if they actually had some look at either classified documents somehow or actual blueprints. I guess it's just a very simplified way of putting it at how an optimally reused design can function, but for their own purposes and for their own interpretations. So, because having someone else's baseline to work off of, like, shaves off probably 75% of your R&D time. So, make no mistake there. I do have to point that out.
All right, cool. How about we do some questions? Yeah, no, it's very interesting. Like, dude, they did good. They did pretty good for a first attempt. But how about some questions? I got one from Ethereal Swordsman here. What's up, Ethereal? How you doing? All right, so Ethereal asks, wait, we have empty stretches of desert. Why don't we have any companies trying to fly over land and land down, like do downrange landings? Marine assets suck after all. D, you want this one?
I mean, I can talk about it a little bit. There is still some risk going over land while it has those benefits. And yes, we have stretches of desert. It's not like those stretches of desert are totally free from things, whether it's like Bureau of Land Management that it allows public access to those lands. So that's still publicly accessible land for the most part that would have to be blocked off. It would require additional land infrastructure in multiple locations. One of the benefits of drone ships is that they can just go to wherever is most efficient for whatever orbit. Whereas if we're trying to launch from the middle of the desert, if we're trying to go to different orbits, in addition to needing a very large path of that land cleared, then you need a landing pad at many different locations based on every different orbit that you're trying to get to. So there are certainly huge benefits to a sea-based recovery infrastructure over land infrastructure. It would be interesting. More rockets, more better. Maybe someone will come up with a concept that will make that feasible while keeping adequate human safety in mind.
I mean, I could think of a proposal from the past where they did land launches and then downrange landings. X-33, my beloved.
Yeah.
Why did I have to be reminded? Why did I think of that? Anyway,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So the X-30, for the people that don't know, the X-33 was a subscale SSTO demonstrator that Lockheed was developing in the 90s and into the 2000s. And they were going to launch it from Edwards Air Force Base and then land it in Utah at the Dugway Proving Grounds to do suborbital hypersonic tests. Something that could easily be done with a commercial market nowadays. I'm just putting it out there. Ironically, it could be done by a commercial rocket with composite tanks, which is what doomed the X-33 program politically, which is very interesting. Huh.
Seems like you have a lot
Irony.
on your chest there, EJ.
You seem quite passionate about this.
You do.
X-33s are amazing. Lockheed figured out the composite tank design, the composite bilobe hydrolux tank design. They had it figured out, and they still canceled it because somebody didn't like it somewhere, and that's not cool. That's really uncool. You know, we didn't cancel all this. Yeah, I know, right? We didn't cancel all this cool stuff that we did in the 90s. Maybe we would be on the freaking moon right now. Anyway, I'm sorry.
That's why Ares should have never been canceled.
Yeah, see, I agree. Even if, D, that's a good point. I agree. If Constellation didn't get canceled, even if it was behind, let's say it moved at SLS pace, we'd still be on the moon right now. I'm just saying.
We would be. Just think of where we are and we're how far. I think Max and I had a conversation recently, leading up to one of the Starlink launches, of just how far away we think we are from actually having people back on the moon. I think you thought my guesstimate was quite pessimistic.
It was. Yeah, there's no guessing. It was. It was very pessimistic. Do you want to tell the class? Do you want to share with everybody?
Well, we're here.
Hey,
Hey, EJ's on the moon. All right, this year, clearly. All right, done.
Wait, what
You don't
happened to my
need to,
legs? Am I Sawyer now? Hey, look, I'm Sawyer. I like bagels and puns and puns. Hey, look, I'm Sawyer. You should buy something. Hey, the puns, right? No.
A+, A for effort at least.
Okay.
Hello.
So I believe what I said was I think we're about 5 years away.
From
Yeah.
people on the moon?
Yeah. I hope I'm wrong.
That
Yeah, me
EJ,
too.
your reaction.
I really hope
your
I'm wrong.
reaction,
Yeah, not to be a jerk. Yeah, me too.
EJ, your reaction was exactly mine. It was like, what?
Huh? You mean I mean this in the nicest possible way. I really hope you're wrong.
I really hope I'm wrong too. Believe me. Like I know it's a pessimistic take. And I will always be rooting for program success in every single way.
D, your last name isn't Weber by any chance, is it?
No, but same first initial though.
Wait, what? Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope I'm wrong. I could see it being sooner, but I think 5 years. I'm confident that we will be there. And I don't know if I could put a number on any time earlier than that I would say we will confidently have people standing on the moon. I don't know what chat's saying if they think I'm crazy.
They are not like they're not
No.
they're not appreciative of your statement.
No, they're not.
Let me put it that way.
That's understandable. They're saying some people are saying it's a safe bet. I would agree. I think 5 years is a safe bet.
Wait, so you can see chat? You lying to us?
I pulled it back. I've got so many tabs up. I started looking.
You stared into the don't ever stare into the trap, D. What are you doing? Light is green, trap is clean. Ghostbuster? No. All right, never mind.
Wow.
You guys are too young. All right, cool. Wow. Next question. Sweet. Moving on before I make a fool of myself. All right. Excellent.
I already did that.
Yeah, no, it's good. All right. So, Philly fan in Titusville. All right, let's see. With how similar China's rockets are to SpaceX designs, is there such a thing as ITAR? Seems like they got a bunch of tech from them. Max, hit it.
Is there such a thing as ITAR? Absolutely. Now, the question is the items and designs and hardware that are protected by ITAR, that would require a serious breach in U.S. security for China to get their eyes and or hands on. And it seems like the first stage engine design for ZQ3, obviously running on methane, is not really compatible with what the Merlin 1D, which is what runs on Falcon 9, both on the first stage and second stage, can run on. As we have talked about before, Falcon 9 would have to be completely re-engineered to run on methane, let alone if they wanted to use like Raptors on it. It would be a whole different rocket. It wouldn't even be a Falcon 9 anymore. It would probably look a lot more like ZQ3 with a lot less engines. So tough to say without any like concrete evidence in front of me or out there, at least regarding spaceflight. I would like to think it's not possible because if they had their hands on ITAR protected technology, whether it be actual hardware or design paperwork or CAD drawings, that's a big breach in national security.
So
I'd be very concerned.
So you're telling me that if you take pictures of ITAR documents, it won't end well for you if you're a foreign national in this country?
It will not end well for you if you are a foreign national in this country, and in fact, it could lead to
give an example.
It could lead to you potentially being booted off of your crew that you were supposed to be launching on in just a few months. I don't know.
Even if you're an astronaut or a cosmonaut or a taikonaut, like you can't be violating ITAR. For
Yeah.
example, you know,
Yeah. No, just as a conditional hypothetical, right?
just
Like,
to
Yeah.
tie in, yeah,
yeah.
totally hypothetical.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that.
Don't take photos of engine designs. Don't do
If
that.
something is ITAR protected, please do yourself a favor and do not try to document it. Like, that will not work out well for anybody,
Okay.
especially you.
So, guys, just real quick, we'll just add this because it kind of came up because we were talking about ZQ3 and the similarities, right? So, Oleg Artemyev was supposed to be on the Crew 12 flight for SpaceX, and he actually got caught taking pictures of proprietary and export control documents, and he got booted off the flight and then booted out of the country. So that's the reference that we're making. Not great. Not great. Yeah. That's shouldn't do that. Cool. Moving on. Next question, which isn't so much a question. Look, it's like I'm looking in a mirror at a house of horrors. Oh, hey, don't be mad because I'm making puns in here and you're not. Hey, where are my bagels? I need the bagels. D, go to the bagel store and get some bagels for me, would you? I'm Sawyer.
You know, EJ, you know what though?
What am I, chopped liver?
That segue going from what we were talking about with ITAR with that question, and then segueing into the current Crew 12 debacle, that was very Sawyer-like smooth.
That was a very Sawyer segue.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I
Smooth
did
Sawyer
it.
segue.
You know, of course. What do you think I am? Chopped liver or something? I'm gonna make another pun. You're gonna do nothing about it. It's something.
Or something.
You guys aren't giving me much.
What is there to say to this?
All right, that's
like
Tossing
how do you
EJ to the
expect us to
wolves.
react?
just okay. All right. I'll give that. I'll give that. Hey, I got smooth transition from the man himself in chat. What's up, Sawyer? How you doing? Oh, I mean, hey, how you doing? Get off my lawn. What are you doing? Get out of here.
Jeez.
Support queue. Oh, you guys put me in. I'm the master of ceremony. They put me in charge. That's probably wasn't a good idea. Right now, somewhere Das is like, hey, Kevin, can we get him out of here?
EJ's gone mad with power.
I've gone mad
Das,
with
are you in
power.
chat right now? Let us know.
All right, so what do we got going on up here for support? We got a gifted membership from Mr. Sandy Claus, gifting a red team membership. Thank you very much. And then we have we have Oliver Redmond saying, okay, this is $6.21 super chat. EJ, please do the Sawyer impression again. It was like he was here now. Hey, no, I'm not gonna do it too much. What am I, chopped liver? What am I, your monkey? I'm not gonna sit here and do it all. Whenever you tell me to. I'm gonna do it when I. All right, cool. That's good. And then Ethereal Swordsman with a $5 super chat saying, one Raptor is equal to 3 Merlins. So a Falcon 9 class rocket would have 3 Raptors. A 9 Raptor vehicle would be about Falcon Heavy class.
The more you know.
But would you rather fight 1 Starship-sized Falcon or 9 Falcon-sized starships?
9 Falcon-sized starships, 100%.
Really?
More launches, more better, right?
I mean, but wait. Well, what if it's they're all reusables? You could get more launches out of it, right? Like,
It's the name of the game, EJ.
yeah.
It's
very
a good
very
question.
very very provocative.
Yeah, the really deep questions on the Flame Trench this week.
Oh yeah, we're getting well into the weeds here. Anyway, are we
Somehow.
Wait, weeds good. Weeds are good. Next topic. Hey, next topic. Okay. All right, cool. So this week we had Jared Isaacman going back in front of the Commerce, Justice, and Science Committee for another Senate confirmation meeting because he was renominated by the president for NASA administrator. Now, we didn't get this. The confirmation meeting is basically a cross-examination of the nominee to make sure that they're the right person for the job. And for the most part, I'd say, with the questions asked, Jared Isaacman did do a good job. He did a good job. He answered a lot of the questions. Some of them, were a little weird questions, and that's fine. But Yeah, he did good, and hopefully we get him confirmed as NASA administrator. So a little bit about Jared Isaacman, if you don't know. Jared Isaacman is he's a billionaire that founded a company in his parents' basement called Shift 4. Shift 4 deals with electronic transactions. So like at point of sale electronic transactions would be the right way to say it. So I don't know if you've ever used a pin pad or tapped your card on a pin pad. That you know, sometimes it says Shift 4 on it. That's him. That's what he did. He taught himself how to code and figured out how to handle that in his parents' basement and got a good amount of money from Shift 4. He used that to found other companies like Draken International, which is a commercial aggressor squadron that's used to train militaries, which is actually, that's pretty crazy. Guy just has his own fleet of fighter jets. You know, that's pretty cool. And then on top of that, he's done a lot of philanthropic efforts, right? Two of those philanthropic efforts were flying on a SpaceX Dragon mission to raise attention for St. Jude, which is for pediatric cancer research. He flew 2 flights commercially with SpaceX. Inspiration 4, which was the first commercial mission to ever fly, i.e. a mission with no NASA astronauts and no NASA destination. It was the first commercial mission ever done. And then after that, 2 years later, he did the Polaris Dawn mission. The Polaris Dawn mission was the first mission to have a commercial extravehicular activity where Jared Isaacman actually got out of the Dragon capsule at least halfway and took a look around. It's pretty crazy stuff. Between both of these missions, they were used to raise money for St. Jude, and he's raised probably to the tune of like $500 million for pediatric cancer research between the 2 missions. This guy's also obsessed with space flight. He loves it. Thinks that, you know, NASA really needs to get back to, you know, doing cutting edge projects and really moving forward and being on the cutting edge of technology. It's pretty good stuff, and I really do appreciate what the guy's about. You know, hopefully we can get some kind of confirmation or vote on him in the Senate soon. D, how did you think it went?
I have to admit, I did not watch the latest hearings in full.
Well, you didn't want to lose brain cells? I watched the whole thing. I lost a lot of brain cells. It was great.
Congratulations. I'm very happy for you.
Yeah.
But from everything I saw, it seemed like he did really well. I mean, he's a great candidate, all things considered. He has to get confirmed this time around. So
I think
I'm confident that everything will go well, but I did not wake up and tune in for the entire show, I guess you could call it.
Cool. Max, did you see it?
I tuned in about halfway. So I missed, I guess, the good portions or the good part of the hearing. But I thought you could tell his demeanor and his attitude this time was a lot different than his first round. People know who he is now. They know his intentions. They know his character. They know his history. Like, he isn't a stranger to them anymore, whether you are a fan of space or not. And if you're in the U.S. government, he's a very well-known name now at this point. And I think his opening, one of these sentences in his opening statement, I think, really hit that point home. And it is, I quote, "The last time I sat before you, I introduced myself, my qualifications, and the challenges and opportunities ahead. This time, I'm here with a message of urgency." And then continues to talk about beating China to the moon in the space race between us, the SLS and Orion's workforce, and then also NASA's role versus the commercial industry, and also with the scientific budgeting. As EJ, as you were saying, you can tell this guy is passionate about spaceflight, and he really does seem like a leader, or the leader that the next generation of spacefarers, at least here from the U.S. and probably the world as well, needs in order to get the next spark going and to get footsteps back on the moon. Surprisingly, he actually backed up SLS as what was the terminology he used? So he described SLS as a near-term enabler for lunar missions for getting back to the lunar surface as quickly as possible. And despite SLS having all the problems that it does with being severely over budget, its technology being 50 plus years old, he's not wrong, because it is the only rocket of Starship. Well, I shouldn't say only rocket, because New Glenn now is proven, but Starship is still yet to be fully proven orbital, even though that is a whole web of discussion in itself. But Starship has yet to be fully proven, and we have yet to see Mark 1 or Mark 2 land on the moon. SLS we know works, and we now the next step for SLS is to launch people inside the Orion capsule and do a free return trajectory around the moon. That's the only rocket right now capable of doing that. So he's not wrong there. He is what we need. Just speaking here on the U.S. side of things, he is the person we need in charge of arguably the world's leading spaceflight program. It was, for lack of a better way of putting it, it was different. It was in probably all the best ways possible.
I see a lot of people in chat saying that SLS is political. Well, some people I've seen find it surprising that, Jared Isaacman, who seems very pro-commercial, is supporting SLS. Well, to that I would say, and chat, feel free to discuss this too. Like, for that I would say, Max, you just said it yourself. Like, NASA should be on the cutting edge. They should be on the cutting edge of technology to explore avenues in aerospace and aeronautics and space flight. That's kind of in the name, that the commercial market hasn't gotten to yet. And the idea is that it'll open up those avenues and generate new commercial markets. It's a soft power projection, right?
Yep.
To the people that are saying like, oh, SLS is political. Okay, what rocket can do what SLS can right now? SLS is human rated, and in a couple of months, it's going to move people to the moon. Guys, that's Artemis 2 is like 3 months away, 4 months at best.
It's happening.
What commercial rocket can do that in that time span? Nothing.
Yeah.
So, we could sit here and say it's political, but I mean, D, what do you got?
I mean, we touched on this earlier when we were talking about Constellation. NASA will not move forward if, like, SLS is the short-term solution to continue moving forward. Even if there is some political reasoning for it, canceling SLS now doesn't help us get back to the moon faster. It doesn't help us continue to explore the solar system more in this moment. It is because of SLS that we are getting support for the human landing system that's helping Blue Origin, that's helping SpaceX, and those rockets will continue to carry us further onward as we move forward. But getting rid of SLS at this point would absolutely not help us. Like, there's a discussion to be had, certainly, for what place SLS holds, how long it should stick around. Should it be the thing flying when we're on Artemis 10? There's a very legitimate discussion there. But if we want to be ahead in the next 5 years, the next 10 years might be a stretch. But the next 5 years at least, getting rid of SLS does nothing to help us.
No, and I think it's also worth that we have to think all of these rockets, New Glenn, Starship, and SLS, they aren't competitors. They are literally working together in the Artemis program. Between the Starship lunar lander, Blue Origin launching the Mark II lander, they're all under the same Artemis umbrella. And if we can, canceling SLS before Artemis 3 makes absolutely no sense. We would be shooting ourselves in the foot. Nothing else is ready. Literally nothing else is ready. After Artemis 3, there might be a case to be made, even though Artemis 4 and 5 are partially, if not mostly, funded at this point. We have Mobile Launcher 2 that's nearing completion now, which is designed to launch the Block 1B variant of SLS, which is needed for Artemis 4 and 5 and beyond with the EUS, or the Exploration Upper Stage, the bigger upper stage. there could be a case made for that, but at least up to Artemis 3, we need SLS. And right now, it is the only one that actually works and is currently primed to do what it was designed to do, which is bringing people back to the moon. Hopefully, that will change in the next year and a half, 2 years, if not next year, depending on what we see demoed with Starship. But we'll have to wait and see.
Now, yeah, guys, to get like an official word, we have Jared Isaacman's opening remarks teed up. I would like you guys to hear it, Max and D, and then everybody in chat. They're actually pretty good. Kevin, roll it up for me if you could.
Thank you, Chairman Cruz, Ranking Member Cantwell, Senator Sheehy for that very generous introduction, and distinguished members of the committee. I'm honored and grateful to be here before you again as President Donald Trump's nominee to lead the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. To begin, I'd like to acknowledge my family. So my parents, Sandy and Don Isaacman, behind me, my wife, Monica, my two wonderful daughters, Mila and Liv. So over the years, I've found many ways to challenge their patience, and politics is certainly no exception. We are also joined today by 7 astronauts, some of my closest friends and crewmates, together with NASA astronauts that have come to this hearing in support. Thank you very much. I also want to acknowledge and appreciate that Senator Britt from the state of Alabama is here today, so not only home to Marshall Space Flight Center, but also to Space Camp, which is where my journey began. As mentioned before, I have lived the American dream. I've been fortunate to have an amazing business and aeronautics career, to have led 2 notable missions to space, to help charitable causes that matter deeply to my family. And now I'm beyond thankful for a chance to repay my debt to this nation by serving alongside the brilliant minds at the world's most accomplished space agency. The last time I sat before you, I introduced myself, my qualifications, and the challenges and opportunities ahead. This time I'm here with a message of urgency. After more than a half-century, America is set to launch NASA astronauts around the moon in just a matter of months. This is a challenging endeavor, to say the least, and one that requires full-time leadership. Secretary Duffy, in his letter to this committee endorsing my nomination, emphasized this point. The message is shared by more than 4 dozen other letters of support, including an online petition started by members of the NASA workforce and a letter from 36 NASA astronauts who, like me, have sat through anomaly investigations, launch and flight readiness reviews, and have accepted the risks of going to space and understand what is at stake. And I know it's not lost on anyone in this room that we are in a great competition with a rival that has the will and the means to challenge American exceptionalism across multiple domains, including in the high ground of space. This is not the time for delay, but a time for action, because if we fall behind, if we make a mistake, we may never catch up, and the consequences could shift the balance of power here on Earth. This Congress, and specifically this committee, understand the urgency of the moment, placing a historic investment in human space exploration that President Trump signed in the One Big Beautiful Bill. It's now time for NASA and its partners to deliver. To that end, I want to assure you, senators, I'm not here for personal gain, to favor or enrich contractors, to close centers, or disrupt programs that are essential to completing America's objectives in space. If confirmed, I'm here to bring urgency and an extreme focus to the mission, to do all I can working with the best and brightest at NASA to lead humanity's efforts to unlock the secrets of the universe and ensure American leadership across the last great frontier. In concert with that grand endeavor, we will ensure the following: the success of the Artemis program that President Trump began during his first term. America will return to the moon before our great rival, and we will establish an enduring presence to understand and realize the scientific, economic, and national security value on the lunar surface. Along the way, we will pioneer the next giant leap in capabilities to extend America's reach even further into space, including expanding and accelerating investments into nuclear propulsion, both nuclear electric and nuclear thermal, and surface power programs. These efforts, in addition to industry partners building reusable launch vehicles, will set the stage for future missions to Mars and beyond. We will never accept a gap in capabilities again, not with our space station presence in low Earth orbit or our ability to send American astronauts to the moon. We will strive to build an orbital and lunar economy that can fund the future we all want to see in space someday and not rely exclusively on the taxpayer. We will begin making the investments now for the inevitable spacefaring future that is just on the horizon. We will make the most efficient use of every dollar allocated, pushing for more X-planes, more rovers and telescopes, more exciting missions like Hubble, James Webb, and Dragonfly, with the aim of enlightening the world through breakthrough scientific discoveries, knowing that if NASA doesn't do it, no one else will. Some of the most talented people in America show up to work at NASA. Alongside a reinvigorated culture and an intense focus on achieving the near impossible, what no other organization is capable of or even dares to accomplish, we will achieve these objectives. And when, not if, we get the job done, it will be because of the professionals at NASA, our international and our commercial partners, this committee in Congress, and President Trump's administration that will have succeeded in ushering in a new golden age of science and discovery. We'll do it for America, for humankind, and in doing so, we will inspire the world and generations to follow to take us even farther. We are just getting started on the greatest adventure in human history, and with urgency and purpose and extreme focus on the mission, NASA will lead the way. Thank you.
Oh man, I feel like I'm in Highlander right now.
That last bit, NASA
awesome.
will lead the way, and there's absolute certainty with his statements. There isn't any we're aiming to or we're going to try to. Our goals are we will. We will be our biggest adversary to the moon. Will. And I think the biggest takeaway that I have from the hearing yesterday is that Jared is as tuned in as any NASA could be or ever has been. Or NASA administrator, I should say. He's not out of touch. He's not. He's just not. Like, he's the one we need. And based on how things appear to be going and from how we hear they're going, he could be confirmed by the end of the year, which would be best case scenario. I see no other option besides Jared. I really don't.
Yeah, I think that opening statement is pretty dang telling. This guy, I mean, was I not kidding, guys? This guy likes space a lot. It's pretty good.
I also really liked his call out for science and like commercial stations rather than just the ISS. Like the ISS is nearing its end, as we well know, and knowing that there is support from NASA from the top level for commercial stations to actually come in and fill that role, and calling out also us not having a gap in those operations. So I hope that also means good things to come in low Earth orbit as we continue to go, I guess, to use the line, to the moon and beyond.
He covered a lot of ground in that opening statement. Everything from an ISS successor to the recent cuts in funding that we've seen over the first 12 months of this new presidency. Everything. He covered everything. And if that was probably the most confidence-inspiring speech or opening statement that I think I've ever heard from anyone who has been in the U.S. government in a very long time, and that's saying something. What more can I say? Listen to that statement again if you have to. That should fill your heart with pride, especially if you live in the U.S. Because the point of, if we don't, I fear about diving into any political topics on spaceflight, but I think it's worth remembering that spaceflight in itself, especially here in the U.S., is an inherently political topic, because that is how our space race started, with us against the Soviet Union back in the 50s, and especially in the 60s, obviously, as we all know by now. If China gets ahead of us, and they have boots on the ground and hardware on the ground on the lunar surface before us, that could cause trouble for many nations, and if not the rest of the world, based on their intent that we have seen in other areas that we don't have to get into right now. So I think his messaging there, being so firm and confident that we will beat them, I think is the morale boost. I think that us in the spaceflight community and everyone else really who even just follows the subject from a distance have needed for quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, you covered a lot of ground there too, man. Jeez, you should go be his deputy administrator.
Oh gosh.
Now, like I said, we all, everybody here, I think we're all kind of in agreement. But this Senate meeting was not without a couple of dissenting views, and that I teed up a question here by Luke Lanyon Hogg here, and I'm gonna tee it up, and I'm gonna, this is my show. We're gonna throw, because I'm hosting, we're gonna throw a monkey wrench into this. All right.
Uh-oh.
All right. So Luke asks, sorry for the politics, but is Jared Elon's guy at NASA? Max, D, what do you guys think? Like, some of the questions that senators brought up was, because Jared Isaacman has flown on Dragon 2 times on Inspiration 4 and Polaris Dawn, is there a conflict of interest with Elon Musk? D, you seem keen.
I think it's a really worthwhile question, worth addressing, because I think that is a legitimate concern from the outside. Now, the more you listen to Jared and the more you know about him, I think the less concerning that is. Because while he flew with Dragon, I believe the way that he addressed this was saying that was literally the only option. And he didn't get a discount. It's not like he immediately went to run admin as a result. He hasn't been talking about Elon at this he hasn't been talking with Elon at all about being administrator or what Elon would want from an administrator. And one of the specific things I think I should call out, I can't remember the exact charitable cause it was, but Jared's a fan of spaceflight in general. And during NG2, he came down to watch New Glenn fly. I believe he may have done a tour with them, and I know he was supporting an individual's charitable cause, I believe, for medical bills. Like, this Dragon is what he flew on because Dragon was flying, and it was the U.S. option. It's still the U.S. option to go into orbit.
Still is, yeah.
But that is what he had. To some extent, I think the more of an outsider you are to the space industry, the more concerning the connection is. But the deeper you dive in, it's like Jared's just a fan of space in general. Jared's a fan of exploration, and Jared's a fan of the commercial side taking over some of the burden from taxpayers, which SpaceX is the shining example of that. I think we talked last week or the week before, whatever it was, about Starliner and Dragon and how those contracts sort of played out. And it's like SpaceX is the shining example of the firm fixed price contract with commercial entities. So hopefully, I think we'll see once he actually gets into office. It's not like it'll all be handed over to SpaceX, but yeah, I don't think it's nearly the concern that some people have here. Like, while we parodied the "Was Elon in the room?" question again, I think we mostly did that because we parodied it the first time.
Yeah,
and the fact that same line of questioning had to come up again, it was just a little bit funny.
Well, actually, we have the questioning teed up. If you guys we're wondering what we were referencing, right?
Speaking of it, yeah.
Kevin, can you tee that up? It's a little strange.
Isaacman, you may encounter during your last nomination hearing, you refused to confirm whether Elon Musk, with whom you have deep personal and financial ties, was present at the meeting that then President-elect Trump offered you the job of NASA administrator. So I wanted to give you one more chance to set the record straight. Was Elon Musk in the meeting at Mar-a-Lago when President Trump offered you the job?
Senator, it's great to have a conversation again. I thought we really ran this one to ground last time, but what I will tell you, Senator, and I wish I had the opportunity to explain it further before, is my first interview with the president, I think I've had several opportunities since to re-engage, was in a ballroom type setting, Senator. There were dozens of people moving in and out that I would not say were in the meeting.
It's a very simple question. Was President Trump in the room when, was Elon Musk in the room when President Trump offered you the job?
Senator, my interview, my conversations with the president, and there were dozens of people moving in and out of the room, and I don't think it's fair to bring any of them into this matter.
So you once again, you're refusing to tell us whether Elon Musk was in the room that day. And that actually makes me think that Elon Musk was in the room that day, but that you understand that it's a clear conflict of interest that he was there. You're asking us to confirm you as the next NASA administrator, and SpaceX gets $15 billion from American taxpayers for its business with NASA. You also have multiple financial relationships with Elon Musk, including investments in SpaceX, a contract between his company Starlink and your payments company, and even more, you bought space flights from SpaceX. Mr. Isaacman, what was the value of these contracts for space flights with SpaceX?
Well, I mean, Senator, just to clarify on these points, I have no direct or indirect equity exposure to any aerospace company, including SpaceX. I have disclosed all of my financial ties to the ethics officials at NASA, as well as the Office of Government Ethics. They've generated an ethics letter. I fully intend to adhere to it. I more than acknowledge that I went to space twice with SpaceX, but I point out they're the only company capable of sending astronauts to and from space since the shuttle was retired. My relationship with them is no different than NASA's. In fact, if there was more than one company, I suspect I would have paid less.
So what was the value of the contracts for space flights with SpaceX?
I mean, Senator, I don't think it's lost on anyone that going to and from space is rather expensive. We never disclosed the...
Well, your financial paperwork suggests it was over $50 million. So was it $100 million? Was it $200 million?
Senator, we've never disclosed it other than the fact that we were able to raise substantially more than the cost of the mission for charitable causes like St. Jude.
So you won't tell us how much you paid the man who publicly campaigned for your nomination. Will you request that SpaceX release you?
They didn't give me a discount, Senator.
I appreciate that, but you were paying him. Will you request that SpaceX release you from the NDA so that you can provide the committee with this information?
Senator, I will commit to always work with the appropriate ethics professionals to make sure I'm, continuously in compliance with my ethics agreement.
Will you ask him to release you from the NDA so that you can provide that information to the committee?
I have no issue asking them to release me from non-disclosure, Senator.
Okay, that would be helpful.
Yeah.
What do you think SpaceX is going to reply to that request to have him released from the NDA?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
Sure. Why not? So yeah, the reason why I wanted to tee that up because it wasn't without dissenting opinion. It wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. Yeah, that's he wouldn't. I don't want to do this to Jared, but he definitely didn't answer the question. But I'm starting to wonder if does he not want to disclose it because of a non-disclosure agreement? Or does he not want to disclose it for other reasons? But I'm pretty sure it's because of the NDA. But we don't want to presume here, right?
To go back to the original question at hand, is Jared Elon's guy at NASA? Jared was also on a recent podcast. I think it was the Unsubscribed podcast as well, where somebody asked him directly, "Are you friends with Elon Musk?" And he flat out said he's never been at any social interaction with him, never been to dinner, had a drink, nothing. He's had, I think, 2 interactions, and then they were both professional, either Inspiration 4 or Polaris Dawn, I believe. One or the other, or both. So, it's not like Elon has him on his right hand as a puppet doing what he wants to do. And it's also worth also pointing out that in the back channel, I have to bring this up as well. Previous administrators have been advocates for the space shuttle program, i.e. Bill Nelson and Charlie Bolden, as they have both been representatives for, I believe, Boeing and Lockheed. I'm reading it here now. So try pointing out the huge difference there to me. They're just two, one's on the right hand versus on the left, not on the political spectrum, just from a figurative standpoint. it's a messy question, and while there are, I'm sure, reasons why Jared didn't answer it directly, I also feels like those questions were also of bad taste and bad intention, and that is something that we, of course, have gotten used to now with U.S. politicians. But
Really, bad taste or bad intention?
no.
You really
You look
think
so
that?
surprised. Oh no, what?
I'm serious. Like, yeah, I mean, you're probably right. Everybody likes to grind the political axe, but do you think he shouldn't ask these questions? Like, that's kind. I mean, I don't know, man.
I would like. I wish it was more clear that the intention was not so against Elon in particular, compared to the actual purpose at hand of Jared actually being the NASA administrator. There are clear rules and boundaries between what can take place between the private sector and the federal sector. They do obviously overlap. They have to now, as we see with NASA and the commercial crew program, and also C3PO first with the commercial cargo program. But I think it seems obtuse to say that Jared is Elon's right hand guy. No, he's not. I think Jared has made it very clear that he is willing to work with every company that he possibly can to make commercial spaceflight a reality, in tandem with also holding NASA's hand, trying to help them be their best, and also more. That's my take on it.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. Now, I have one more question off the top of my head. D, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I'm gonna throw this up.
No.
I'm gonna
Okay.
no. Trust me,
scared.
it's topical. So no. I got you. It's now. Okay, so D, say you were NASA administrator. Say you were the president's pick for NASA administrator, right? Conditional hypothetical, right? You were the president's pick, right?
Okay.
Would you favor SpaceX if you became NASA administrator? Like you were confirmed, it was like D is the best, NASA administrator. Would you favor SpaceX? And then Max, well, when D's done, I want to kind of extend this question to you. Would you favor that? Would you favor SpaceX? I mean, they do launch everything. Like, the track record speaks for itself. So no, why not?
I mean, it has to go toward. Let's also be clear. It's not like the administrator is just single-handedly making all of these decisions.
Mm-hmm.
There is a bureaucracy here.
Oh,
There
yeah.
are all these bidding processes and proposals that have to be met, and they are rated on so many different criteria. And so trying to favor one, I don't know, that's a wild question.
Yeah.
To just say, would you favor it? It's like,
Well, here,
would you commit corruption?
No. Here,
Like-
let me rephrase it. So we are in a moon race. We're in a perceived space race, right? We're in a perceived space race with beating China back to the moon. We already went to the moon. We already won that space race, right? But we want to get back to before that. We were talking about that a little bit earlier. Now, if you were a NASA administrator, and say SpaceX came up with a Falcon 9 architecture that could get us there, like doing a lunar orbit rendezvous with like a Falcon Heavy and stuff. Like say they came out of nowhere with something like that. The track record speaks for itself, right? Like, would you favor SpaceX? I mean, like, SpaceX has crazy, tremendous launch opportunities. Now, don't get me wrong, so do other contractors, but there are other contractors that have launched once or launched, like maybe 5 or 6 times, or maybe 10 times, or maybe 20 times, right? But Falcon's gone up over 500 times at this point. I think it's like 557 total, right? Like, would you favor SpaceX? Like, the reason why I ask is like,
I still think we're at such a hypothetical phase,
Mhm.
and blanketly favoring the company that is most successful in an industry is not going to help the industry at large. And especially for like getting more commercial entities that can support a launch rate, even if it's not 300. If we have multiple companies that are launching 50 rockets a year, multiple companies that are launching 100 rockets a year, even if we just have multiple companies that are launching 20 rockets a year, that is a way more big thing for competition. And so I'm sure that in certain instances, the SpaceX contract would be favored due to experience. but like I don't know. We're in such a hypothetical at this point that I would prefer. But if we're going down this road, I would prefer a stronger industry at large rather than preferring the industry leader at the current point in time.
See, I think that is the level-headed approach, right? I for what it's worth, I kind of agree with you. But what I think is really interesting, this is the reason why I wanted to, put this question out to you guys. Like, it's no secret that Ed Markey probably wouldn't favor SpaceX, right? Like that's not a secret. Like I'm pretty sure he doesn't like Elon Musk. Like I'm not, I don't want to presume, but also, right now, does this go both ways? Like was he asking that line of questioning because he shares that same sentiment? Like I think that does warrant good cross-examination, right? Because if you were NASA administrator, you're not going to be like, oh, all the contracts to SpaceX, bye. Like you want to grow the industry, right?
You can't pretend that the biases don't exist for any candidate for administrator or any candidate for position. Alex brought up a really good point in the back channel that Ken Bowersox is head of human spaceflight at NASA and worked several years. I'll call on you, Max. I'll let you talk. I'm sorry. I feel like a little bit on a roll. Like,
yeah,
these people are going to have some inherent opinions or biases that you can't ignore those. You have to know, like, yeah, my friends still work there. I want them to succeed. Like, I'm sure that exists. Or even if you go to Jared's case, yes, I worked with these trainers who worked at SpaceX and they made it a great time. Like, those are biases that are inherent and will exist. And so for any of these positions, because Jared's not the first administrator to have ties to the space industry, it's just about making sure that the administrator is able to handle everything from a clear point of view that is following like the factual outcomes rather than personal biases. You can't pretend that those biases don't exist, but you can't let your personal biases affect bidding processes. That's where it becomes a problem. And financial investments in a company would lead to, like, if you actually did have stock in SpaceX, sure, that would be something that would be worth bringing up and considered. But he answered that question, but I don't know. I think I don't know. I've gone on a tangent now, and I know Max wanted to talk. I'm sorry,
So,
Max, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll flip it over to Max. No, you were good. This is good. You were on a roll there. Max, what's up? What's on your mind? What do you think? Would you favor SpaceX or not?
I want to answer your question, and then I want to kind of build off of what Dee was saying as well.
Go for it.
If I was NASA admin, give me the numbers, give me the facts, just give me the straight information that is in front of me in terms of launch cadence, success, capability. Give me all of it, and that is how I would help make my decision, if not my entire decision. Bureaucracy is tied into every bit of U.S. politics. We all know and accept that, but just in terms of the facts, it's not fair to say I have, hypothetically speaking, that if I was NASA admin and I gave contracts to SpaceX because they are the ones who produce, I don't really think it's fair to call that a bias. That's just reading off the numbers and the facts that you have in front of you and having a knowledge and confidence that SpaceX will deliver on the request or demand that you have. So that's not necessarily bias. That's just they work. Mm-hmm. They produce.
So I'm gonna step in here with a tack on question, because that bit that you just said, if this had been a question posed in 2008, SpaceX didn't exist. If you're going purely on the track record, well, look, they existed. They weren't anything like they are now.
Okay, all right.
You get what I mean.
I'm just clarifying.
If you're going to commercial
watching.
Crew program, and when you're looking at proposals, you're like, Boeing or SpaceX. What's SpaceX gonna do? You would have just gone with Boeing. You have to consider the proposal at its pure base level, not just on the history of the company, or we won't get the new companies to come in and revolutionize the industry, whether that's SpaceX, whether that's JetBlue, whether it's Stoke, whether it's any of these other companies that are starting to come in, they're not going to be able to match the cadence. The cadence is the one thing I wanted to call out from your point, because you're saying cadence, and I was like, I don't think the cadence should be the deciding factor. Because
it played into that equation, and you're going into the second point that I was going to talk about, because obviously, yes, you have a point there, but also remember, SpaceX originally wasn't going to get a contract for Crew Dragon. Like, having redundancy built into CCP was a very late addition into the entire process before contracts were awarded. Remember that. They were going to go with they were going to go with Boeing only, solely because they had connections and successful lobbyists with Boeing between them and NASA and the federal government, right?
Wait a minute. You're talking about Commercial Crew?
Yeah.
Commercial Crew was supposed to be redundant dissimilar from the start, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah, oh yeah. Redundant dissimilar architecture is one of the major stakeholder expectations of Commercial Crew. Now, Max, it's not to say that Boeing wasn't favored, though, right? NASA went with Boeing because, they're the tried and tested people that have never made a capsule before, comparatively SpaceX with Dragon. But dude, go on. Sorry, just clarification.
No, you might be right. I might be misremembering, and if I am, I apologize.
No,
but I meant, Dragon was not favored in that decision.
That's
not
right.
even close. It was not even
absolutely.
close. Like, it was, they were heavily Starliner leaning, and imagine if it worked out like that. Where would the U.S. be in terms of human spaceflight?
No.
So there is a case to be made on both sides, like 100%. And I hear where you're coming from, but that was in the days of, I guess, quote unquote, old space, where we were just struggling to get into LEO. Now we are actively chasing the ambition with means is debatable, because Artemis is still very, very underfunded, but we are actively reaching out for beyond low Earth orbit now with vehicles that we know and companies that we know, companies we know can deliver and are asking to deliver. So it's a very complex equation. A very, very complex equation.
Actually, clarification from Alex here. The single source threat for Commercial Crew program happened because Congress was not funding the program properly, so NASA thought of having a single provider. That's so typical, okay. Alex. Yeah. That's so typical. It's just so typical.
Also coming in, yeah. And
my God.
Right.
So, it's an interesting point. Like, that's what I mean about this cross-examination. Like, you might think Senator Markey's questions were a little out there, right? And there were other senators that did have dissenting opinions for sure, or dissenting cross-examination, let's say. But, I think it is important to ask these questions, because it makes Jared squeaky clean if you can ask these questions and get a good answer, right? Cool. Good topic. That was good stuff.
I have a question. I need to jump in.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, Kevin.
Would Markey rather have a bureaucrat from the IRS or something run NASA? Like, that's my
I don't know.
Someone who has no connections in the space industry just sounds like the worst thing ever for NASA. You need someone who has connections and know what's happening and knows what's going on the ground, in the field, in these companies. You have to have relationships for that. I don't want a bureaucrat from the OMB deciding, or OBM, whatever the heck it's called,
OMB,
deciding
you said it
right. what is happening at NASA. Like, they know nothing.
What about lumberjacks? You want them?
Sure.
Wait. I mean, all right. Yeah, no. Okay, cool. Sweet. No, I agree with you. And I think, Kevin, I'm kind of with you on that one. Like, it definitely is. It's like, look, I'm from Massachusetts. He's a senator from Massachusetts. Massachusetts has a pretty good aerospace sector. You think like maybe you want to, ask about that, but it's fine. Was he in the room with you? Is he in the room with you right now? Like, it's like, I'm okay. All right, cool. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna plow through the support queue here. This is a great discussion. I'm actually happy with it. But I'm going to plow through over here real quick. We got a super chat from Drunar, five Canadian dollars. Oh, yeah. Thanks, bud. Oh, I appreciate those. Appreciate them dollars. How much is that worth? Like 5 cents or something? I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Anyway, can EJ do a Jake impression? Meow. I don't think I can do a Jake impression. I don't really feel like doing it right now. Anyway, next question. Next super chat. We got £2 sterling coming from Telstar86. Only EJ could lose brain cells and still function. Thank you.
That's a statement.
Thank you. Yes. I feel like Alan in The Hangover. You are literally impossible to insult. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we get John Coaches here. Mr. Sandy Claus with $5 super chat. NSF Christmas Party Fund. Are we having a Christmas party? Are we doing that? Can we do that?
I don't know. Well, I'll tease her that KMR and I had tossed around some ideas, and that's all I'll say.
Oh.
Who's bringing the eggnog? Kevin, you're bringing the eggnog, aren't you? Don't lie to me.
Eggnog.
What do you mean?
As long as it's spiked.
Yes. Yeah, well, duh.
That's a given for eggnog, right?
Yeah,
How else do you drink it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's fine. All right, we got a $10 super chat here from James Yoder. James, what's up? Isaacman is the best choice for NASA, even if it had been potentially President Harris nominating him. He'll use NASA as a vehicle to advance spaceflight, not his political clout, unlike many other candidates. Woof.
I gotta say, yeah, like one thing we have going for Isaacman, one really strong thing is, like, you know, he's not needing to use this for any sort of personal financial gain. He's really set there. Like,
no,
like I think he'll do really well.
Yep.
He's, mind you, there also have been points as well where he's offered to personally fund scientific missions. Like I think he offered to help fund a repair of Chandra and also Hubble as well. Hubble is still, I think he still has his eyes on. So
I hope that happens.
I do too. I know, but I think it's obvious at this point that he isn't after this for personal gain. It really is about the actual purpose and intent of the job, which is to enhance America's space program. And right now is a very critical time for that to happen. And quite frankly, just thinking out anywhere else, thinking of anybody else who's ever either flown in space, had any affiliation with space, whether it be at NASA itself or in the private sector. It's obvious that Jared is the right choice, and we very much hope that he's confirmed, hopefully this month.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard as early as next week. That is a source of a source from a source who knows a guy who knows a guy who was maybe in a room with Elon at some point. Okay, cool.
Dude, trust me, bro.
Yeah, it was our burger, so statement still counts. All right, so let me plow through the rest of the support here. Bideford with $100. Thank you for the $100 super chat. That was while we were listening to Jared's confirmation, or else I would have called it out right away. Bideford, thank you so much. Let's see. Please, everyone, the most creative, willing, talented, intelligent, non-political person and astronaut that should be NASA's administrator, period. Happy Hanukkah and Merry Christmas early. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Mic drop.
Boom. All right. Bideford again. St. Jude. Nobody else had any space flight capsule he could pay for himself to examine space and test science. Yeah, he did say that in the testimony. He's like, if there was another commercial provider, I would have been able to go with them, you know? So like,
and probably got it cheaper.
Yeah,
his words.
Yeah. Maybe. All right. Speaking of getting things cheaper, I'm gonna throw my hat into the ring. Speaking of hats, we got all kinds of good Christmas stuff here. Look at that. We got holiday gifts. We can get your spouse, significant other, or dog. Maybe. No, we don't have dog stuff. I don't know. I mean, we might have dog stuff. I have to talk to Lindsay over there. But we got all kinds of holiday stuff here for the holidays for NSF. If you guys want it, we got Christmas trees. We got ugly sweaters. We got tumblers with Starship tiles on it, because if you want to go everywhere and be reminded of Starship tiles. Personally, the other day I was walking into a home improvement store, and there were black hexagonal shaped tiles for bathrooms. And I was like, wherever I go, I think of her. If you want to do that all the time, you can get tile pants, you can get tile tumbers, you can get ugly sweater hats. We have all kinds of calendars and prints, every type of good thing that you could possibly imagine for your loved ones. Maybe your dog too. I don't know. Maybe we should have dog merch. Maybe that's a good idea. Das is in the background going, son of a
I know people have requested it. I have to say though, EJ Sawyer said L transition.
L transition. Hey, whoa, hey! I don't think that was a very negative thing to say. That was a very negative thing. Can't you see I'm plugging here? What are you doing? Sorry.
By the way, I might have some prototypes of dog merch.
Oh. No way, really?
I just
Kevin.
Leaker. Das is going to be in the back channel. Kevin, what did you just say?
Kevin, what did you do? No. Das is in the background going, no, stop it. Now you put me in charge, man. It's going to be chaos. That always happens. It's like, if I'm not hosting, you're going to get spicy opinions. If I'm hosting, we're going to have some chaos. We're going to have some fun tonight, So anyway, guys, we got plenty of good stuff in the store. If you want to go over there, that it supports us directly. We do appreciate it. This is not like a super big operation. We don't, let's be real. Operating all the live streams, that's a lot of money. But we do appreciate it. It does go directly into supporting us. Most of the profits that we make from the merch goes right back into the business. Try and make better content like that you guys deserve. Unlike this show. Anyway, let me plow through the rest of the support here. Let's see. We got Mr. Sandy Claus with 1 Red Team gifted membership. And then we have Rosebud here with a $20 tip. Thank you very much. Tips.nasaspaceflight.com. With the rapid development of new engineering and technology, expecting fixed prices is irresponsible. Contractors have to be able to offer updates and costs via change orders as the industry progresses. You know what? I agree. But
yes,
it's what D was talking about here. In order to do that, D, you have to grow the industry in the first place, right?
And I will also say, so this ties in really well with the conversation we were having, I think, last week. Like, firm fixed price contracts are great. And there also needs to be that bit of flexibility so that companies aren't just going bankrupt if they can't immediately meet those requirements. Like, there needs to be a path forward to develop and fulfill the contract, even if there are overruns, but cost plus is not the way to go from the start. So anyway, that's the conversation we've already hashed out.
D, I do have a question, because I did watch last week's Flame Trench, so I do have I have a question for you. Like, I'm gonna throw another monkey wrench in.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like putting you on the spot.
I know that I have made some enemies in chat with what I said today, and I am sorry. I'm not trying to do that. I've seen some negative comments.
No, that's all right. Let them talk. It's what people hate me. It is what it is, right? Okay. So my question is, if time is expedient, so i.e., if you're in a space race, do you think cost plus contracting is potentially a good idea if there is a very strict deadline and time schedule as like part of what constitutes mission success?
There are, so to go back to NASA needing to be on the cutting edge, for those cutting edge missions, costs can't necessarily be accurately known at the very start.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
there should be guide rails, there should be firm timelines, there should be intense collaboration between NASA and whatever contractor gets that cost plus contract. It can't be a blank check type thing. But yes, there are definitely instances where cost plus contracts would help save time, ensure a contract can get done, as long as it's adequately handled. And I'm not enough of an expert to say XYZ things need to be done and then cost plus works. But there are certainly times where cost plus makes sense alongside the firm fixed price to actually get things done and force efficiency.
Because I mean, one could make the argument that the Apollo program was cost plus, because you don't know how much it's going to cost to the moon. Because isn't it NASA's job to be pioneering new technology? We don't know how much it's going to cost to go to the moon, right?
100%. And you know what? We did really well getting onto the moon eventually. Took a little bit, setbacks, but that was a rapid. Max wants to talk again.
Max,
I just want to add. I just want to add to your point about Apollo there, EJ. That helps a lot when you already have 4% of our annual budget and not a quarter of 1%.
What do you mean?
We had 4% of the U.S.'s annual budget to throw at the moon. We have a quarter of 1% now. So that is
okay. Mm-hmm. But the budget increase was there because of cost plus contracting. That's what allowed the budget to balloon like that.
Yes.
I'm not sure how the budget allocation came from Congress versus NASA then giving out those contracts. I don't know exactly the way that works, but
we also had a much stronger desire to come out on top there from us versus the Soviets. So we had our kick in the butt, or our inspiration there, was a lot stronger than perhaps it has been in the past 5 to 8 years with Artemis. Although we could be building back up to that now. We certainly would. We would love to see NASA receive more funding to increase development, whether it be with themselves or with private developers. But like, when you're struggling for a budget, as Artemis has been from the very beginning, it's difficult to meet timelines. I often think back. I don't recall off the top of my head. EJ, you might have to help me out here with the contracts between Lockheed and the SR-71. Remember the days when Kelly Johnson over at the Skunk Works would take on a project, whether I think it was either the U-2 and or the SR-71/A-12, was able to get the aircrafts finished early and then give back a portion of the budget because they came in under budget. Like, imagine if we had like that kind of ability to do that with spaceflight, with Artemis in particular. Like, imagine the places we would be.
That would never happen.
I would. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's interesting that you guys say that. I would argue that in systems engineering's projects, chat, there's these things called stakeholder expectations. It's basically what are you trying to do? And I would argue that if time is one of your primary drivers for stakeholder expectations, then the impetus for getting it done early, getting it done on time, and potentially being under budget stems from that, especially in the applications of cost plus contracts. Now, that's not to say that firm fixed pricing doesn't do the same thing, but how can you do firm fixed pricing with something you don't know how to do? How do you do that? Right? Like, time is really what constitutes it, Max, because in the case of Lockheed with Kelly Johnson, they wanted to get it done because it was prudent to getting a leg up in the Cold War, right? Being able to peep on the Soviets and them not being able to hit your spy plane. That was a huge thing. The Cold War was a massive soft power conflict, soft conflict, if you will. And getting it done quickly to get ahead of the Soviets was that was the goal for the Apollo program too,
Which is what brings me to a really good point that I wanted to talk about, because not only is time a major factor in making sure your workforce or your cause is well motivated, but the consequences if you don't. And that's one of the things that Jared also hit on in his opening statement, that the consequences could be dire, not just for the U.S., but the state of the world afterwards if China does get boots back on the moon before us. Because we know China is going to stay, and it is going to be of territorial marking for means that we would not target, at least initially, at least from what maybe NASA or the government would tell us. So it's when the consequence of your mission, if you get it wrong, is how do I want to phrase this? If the fate of your national security rests on the outcome of your goal, I think you are going to be pretty well motivated to come out on the right side of that from your perspective.
Yeah, I think time has a lot to do with it. Like, if time is one of your driving expectations, it's gonna cost a lot, but you're gonna get it done quick, and that's where I think cost plus contracts come in. Now, once again, with with SLS, the time was not a constraint here, I think.
But also, they're also, if assuming they were able to launch in like 2018, 2019, even 2020, assuming they were, and we were able to get boots back on the ground by 2024 last year, what was the consequence if we didn't? Oh, well, shrug your shoulders, try again next year or the year after. Delays don't mean anything. However, if our goal was to literally beat a world, if we want to beat our rival superpower in the world, which was back then the Soviet Union, now it has to be said it's China. What if we don't?
I mean, I don't know. That's a whole nother can of worms. D, what do you think?
I think you're totally right. Like it's. I was gonna add on. I think we might be able to use cost plus contracts a bit when it comes to Mars, and it's dealing with Mars transfer windows, and there is an innate time constraint that has to be met one way or another. And if you don't, it doesn't matter if you're a week or two late. Too bad, you're waiting years.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah, it's a good point.
See, that's what I mean about time.
That might be an instance where those could be put to use properly, and there is some motivation. But like, if companies can repeatedly get a cost plus contract, spend a lot of money, deliver it late, and know that they'll get another cost plus contract later, it's like there's no benefit for them to be fast. So you're totally right that it needs to be a time-based.
Yeah, that has to be a driving thing. That's the application for cost plus. Now, I would argue, like I said, that firm fixed price has its place too. I would do firm fixed price for procurement of developed services. Commercial crew, like purchasing the actual flights to go to the ISS. You know, whether you want to do 6 and then maybe 4 later. You know, that's where firm fixed pricing. Sorry. That's where that makes sense, right? Like if you know we develop out SLS to the Block 1B and the Block 2 variant, then block buying SLS at a firm fixed price, I think would be a better idea. That's when you just wipe your butt with the cost plus stuff. Be like, nah, we're good. Here you go. This is the price. There you go. You know, good stuff. All right. Dude, the support queue actually built up again. And I don't know about you. The way we do the support queue, it's like it gets mad at you if you take too long, and I don't want it getting mad at me. This piece of software gets mad at you. So I'm gonna go through the rest of the support. I think, I think we hashed out this topic pretty good, actually.
I think we could talk about this for 30 minutes. We could talk about this for a week and not be done talking about it.
Yeah.
I think Dean and I actually pre-show were like, we probably won't go that far into it this time because we already covered it before. Jared's already gone in front of the Senate.
Yeah,
no.
No. And then this topic went so far off of the rails into the cost plus contract again, and
it's Flame Trench, baby.
You know what? Can I drop in one question I saw in chat?
Go for it,
real quick. Would you rather go to the moon in a cost plus rocket or a lowest bidder rocket? That's from Slowpoke.
Oh,
that phrasing does some things. Cost plus rocket or lowest bidder?
Cost plus. Yeah, I say cost. Yep. Yeah, Max.
All else being equal.
Okay, that helps. All else because there are a million factors to take into that
Everything
equation.
else is the same.
Yes.
You know, one of them was built cost plus. They could spend extra if they needed to. The other was low cost.
Cost plus.
All right.
all factors being equal, which 99.99999% of the time are not. Like, let's be clear on that.
There are so many things that go into it, but in the hypothetical. Anyway, thank you for letting me drop that in there. Please continue, EJ.
Oh, good. No, this is great. I liked it. I love the chaos. Embrace the chaos. Let's go. All right. So we got Drew Nar with a $2 Canadian tip. I'm going to do the Canadian accent again because people said not to, but I'm going to do it again, bud. Oh, anyway. Junar with a $2 Canadian super chat. He says, I need an emu-themed dog life jacket. EMU-themed dog life jacket. Okay. All right. Pet merch might not be a thing. I think Doss was actually like, shut up, man, in the back channel. So, okay. The jury's still out on pet merch. Okay. The jury's still out on that. We probably shouldn't have done that. Oops. All right.
We care too much about quality is the thing. I think we care so much about quality. We're not going to release something that's not good.
Although I think we can all blame Kevin for that one specifically.
It's Kevin's fault.
It's all Kevin's fault.
Yeah. Let's just blame him. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it was totally him.
The guy running our stream. Yeah, let's all blame him.
Yeah, it's his fault.
Yeah, what do you think, Kevin? Waiting for the voice of God.
No, nothing. Okay, let's.
He's not talking. Oh, he's not talking to us. He must be pissed.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Josh Platt's there with. Oh no!
He's angry.
All right.
All right.
I actually thought that we had an outage there, and I was like, wait, wait, hang on.
All right. So we got Josh JP Platts with a £2 super chat there. Right. Great show, y'all. Nice hat, Max. Oh, they like your hat. What kind of hat you got on there?
The military green Richardson hat that we have in our store. And I do have to say, I'm a hat snob, and if a hat is not good, I will tell you. It is a phenomenal hat, EJ. These trucker hats are built so, like, this is not a merch plug, I promise, but just like these hats are built so well, and their design holds up. It loves my head, and I love it. Josh is also saying that because he stole my brand new hat during the Flight 11 campaign when he was there. Josh, so I had to buy this one.
Josh, is it good? Is it a good hat? Is it? I mean, let us know. Let us know. All right, so we got Airmill with £10 sterling just this tip for the Christmas party. Obviously, I still think we should do that. Kevin's bringing the spike eggnog. I have that on the internet. He can't take that back. All right, so we have Mr. Sandy Claus here with a $10 super chat. EJ Monkey Wrench Fund. Oh, I love monkey wrenches. You want me to go? I'll go grab it. I'll go grab a monkey wrench right now if you want. I got like a big, nice pipe wrench. It's great. It's an Erie pipe wrench. It's fantastic. I got it at a yard sale for like $10. It's fantastic. It's like
that's a deal.
30 years old, but man, old tools. Beautiful. But that is a little too far off the rails, even for me.
Talking about tools now.
Oh, well, I tell you what, boy, there's nothing like a good ball valve for your plumbing.
Oh, my God.
All right. We got 100, what is that, Danish kroners? EJ Hosting Fund? Oh,
hey.
Yeah. All right, let's do this. Yeah, let's go. Rosebud with a $10 super chat saying it gives NASA the ability to accept or reject the chains at preventing overruns. Oh, what was that in regards to? I think that was in regards to the cost plus stuff, which, yeah, that's a very good point. All right, and sailing with a $20 super chat. Soling? Yeah, there's no two eyes in there. Anyway, sorry about that. So what do you say? So most of the contracts back in the Apollo was set, but they need to go back to NASA with good reason for more. They needed to go back to NASA with good reason for more money for NASA. NASA had majority of the money that was funded and more from the Pentagon funding pool. So they allocated the funds that were needed based off of what they were trying to do. That sounds like cost plus to me.
But I think the thing is what we were saying, it's like that's the flexibility we were talking about, where it's like fixed price, flexibility if you justify the extra needed, because so that stuff actually gets done.
Yeah, I agree. You got to grease the wheels, so they go down the rails, not off the rails. And into the flame trench.
Still off the rails.
As we often do. Kind of like the work platform on Soyuz last week. Hey,
oh, yeah, that's actually not good for for NASA.
It's not, but it's a good pun, though.
Yeah, no. Sawyer's out there. Sawyer's somewhere out there going, "Oh, hey, that was good. A man after my heart here. Yeah, look at this. He's making a puns. Good for him." All right. Anyway, so Sawyer says he wants arrow spiked eggnog. Oh, geez.
Oh my.
How was that?
That's pretty clever, though. I do have to say.
All right. Okay. Cool. We went through that pretty good. We got well into the weeds. We're gonna do it again because guess what? The next thing we're talking about is Starship. Max, you want this one? You want this one? You want some of this?
Give me some of this.
Hey, I'm hosting here.
You are. So may I talk about Starship? Oh, master of what was I can't remember what they called you. Master of
Ceremonies. Do you not know what an MC is?
I'm sorry.
Damn kids.
I know. I'm the second oldest one here. Thank you very much.
How old are you?
How old do you think I am?
28.
Close.
Yeah, dude, I got
close
10
enough.
years on you. All right.
We can leave it there.
Oh, you're not 30, are you?
Not you're. Yeah, it's
old.
Old and bald too. Actually,
that sucks.
It's great.
I'm the young one with hair here.
You're actually the third, Max.
Oh, true.
Damn.
But on camera, Kevin, on camera.
Okay. All right.
Just
okay. Well,
yes. So
have at it, you youngin.
Thank you, sir. You old man.
What an MC is. That's ridiculous. Anyway, go.
So we have some updates when it comes to Starship, and I think we should start out with some recently released footage from SpaceX regarding a Raptor 3 on the test stand at McGregor. On McGregor Live, we recently saw a test lasting about 388 seconds, which is among the longest we've seen for Raptor 3, if not the longest. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that one. But that amount of time, it's up there. Either way, it's a long time, and especially for Raptor 3, which is, it's not necessarily in early R&D at the moment because it's been around for a little over a year, as far as we know. But they still need to make more to support where Starship wants to go in the next 12 to 14 months. But getting back to it, a 388-second burn that we saw on the stand, and SpaceX actually yesterday or the day before, I can't remember it anymore. Time is all together. But they released some footage from one of the vertical test stands at McGregor of the 388-second test. And we can see that is serial number 75, which is the highest numbered Raptor 3 that we have seen to this point. And I do have to say, it looks marvelous and borderline flawless. The exhaust is very clean. The bell looks very happy. The plume looks happy. The mock diamond looks happy, and the mock diamond is staying in place. So it looks like they held one throttling profile for the entire test. But the length of this test matches what we've seen before with Starship Ascent, like the upper stage, like whether it be Ship 38 or Ship 37 before that, matches up what they would need for that phase of flight. It was also gimbal. If we speed up the footage, like, I don't know, 10 or 100 times, you'll see the engine wobbling back and forth ever so slightly. I don't know if that was a slight test of gimbaling correction in that environment. I'm not sure. But also, I think for the first time got a view of the backside of the engine, which I guess a lot of people were concerned about for a while, in that, like, oh, the engine's still incomplete and they're hiding some gubbins behind the other side. Like, no, we saw the other side now, and there's not much there. Raptor 3 looks pretty good, and this 388-second burn, I think, proves that. Very happy to see it. And also, if we pay attention to the shape of the exhaust coming out of the bell, it looks very, very fat compared to Raptor 2 even. You can visually tell how much more thrust, a little bit, but you can tell how much more thrust it's putting out compared to Raptor 2, and especially Raptor 1. I believe Raptor 2 is going to be, their goal was 280 tons per engine, which is absurd, especially for an engine of that size. And then you take into account that it's a full flow stage combustion cycle unit, which is the most complex engine, liquid engine design that one could possibly endure or design, especially for cryo like methane. really spectacular footage. And I think this is the first we've seen SpaceX release of Raptor 3 outside of what we saw briefly on the live stream for Starship Flight 11. So it was a huge treat to see. We were very, very pleased about this. So I think on that front, I want to pose a question before we move on to, I guess, Booster 19 and others regarding stacking. Do you guys think Raptor 3 is going to remain one of the main bottlenecks when it comes to V3 development? Because obviously we saw Booster 18, unfortunately, just do its thing, which undoubtedly put in some delays by maybe a month or two. But for the longest time, we hadn't seen much of Raptor 3. So I'm curious if you guys are confident in Raptor 3 being able to deliver before a Q1 launch attempt.
Unfortunately, I think it will be. Once we're done with this, I also have another question I want to pose for you as a photographer with this plume.
Okay.
But, this is 75. Alex pointing out in the back channel that we've only seen one RVAC tested.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a holdup. So they've done multiple tests of that engine, but I mean, hopefully the testing is going well. It seems like this is a good sign, but with this test, which is the ascent burn equivalent for the ship, like hopefully it all continues to ramp up, but we'll see things continue. I don't think it'll be too much of a holdup though, especially with reuse though. Once we get one of these off the ground, I think they'll be set.
DJ?
I don't think there's any holdup at all. I mean, guys, the thing is that, in procurement in the applications of space flight, propulsion is your long pole. That's the long lead. That's always the thing that's going to take the longest because it's so complicated. I mean, Max, you said it yourself, it's a full flow stage combustion cycle engine. And the fluid management systems in that thing are quite actually like otherworldly. Like, I mean, look at that. The full flow stage combustion's like, it looks like that other people have said is incomplete.
Yeah.
Like it looks unfinished, right? Yeah. I mean, that was Stay was taken out of context. I get what he was saying, but I think they're most likely scaling around per propulsion. That's what everybody does. I say scaling around propulsion. I mean, not everybody's going to make as many engines as SpaceX. But even like SLS, they're scaling around their propulsion. They're scaling around RS-25Es. Because if you don't have any rocket engines, your rocket ain't going anywhere. You made a really nice grain silo, right?
Yeah.
So, I believe that. And wait a minute, I just want to say one thing real quick. The last Flame Trench that I was on, I said Booster 19 by Christmas, and then SpaceX posted like a day later saying Booster 19 by Christmas.
You did.
Boom. Yes. You did.
Boom.
I remember that. You did.
Boom. So if they're now the reason why I brought that up isn't to be like, yeah, told you so. I mean, it kind of is. Sorry. But
I didn't doubt you.
No,
I don't remember what I said.
Nah, it's all good. The point that I'm getting at is if they're saying that Booster 19 is going to be ready by Christmas, by the end of the year or something, right? That tells me that the propulsion will be ready too. And we're probably going to see a launch January, February. That tells me that, we haven't seen those Vector engines yet, but they're coming. 2 months is a lot of time.
Did you just say Vector?
I think you did.
I did.
Vector?
Yeah,
I kind of
Vector,
like
man.
that.
Vector.
RVAC or Vector? That sounds.
I mean, I like RVAC, MVAC, but
Vector also sounds cool.
Vector's neat.
I think to play back into how complex the engine is, I think we should pull up the photo. It should be linked, comparing Raptor 1 to Raptor 2 and then Raptor 2 to Raptor 3 to just fully demonstrate how complex a full flow stage combustion cycle really is in the amount of plumbing that they have had to consolidate into around the power unit, and which is why Raptor 3 is a marvel of engineering. And the fact that we've now seen both sides of the engine really just cements, okay, the SpaceX engineers, whatever they're on, I want some of this. Because look at this. We have Raptor 1 on the very left there, which was rated at about 180 tons of thrust or thereabouts. And Raptor 2, their goal was 280, if not closer to 300 tons of thrust. So, and look at how much less plumbing is on the unit. And that doesn't look far off, if really any different compared to the engine that we saw on the stand.
Aesthetically, I have to say I love the black coating on the Raptor 3.
Yeah.
Like the green looks kind of cool, but it's so sleek.
I do kind of wish it had a green bell, but that's just me. The engine bell itself also looks to be somewhat. I can't tell. I can't compare this with numbers, but the engine bell looks to be a little bit wider. Oh, Alex is saying we have seen green Raptor 3s. Fascinating. I hope we have photos. But I don't think, to go back into the fact that we've only seen one RVAC, or Vector, excuse me. I don't really think you did. I don't think that's that big of a concern, because they need way more sea-level Raptor 3s than they do RVACs. Now, you could go in two different directions with that, in that they need to test the RVAC less because there are less of them on the vehicle. But also, we saw the troubles that the RVACs were giving the version 2 of ship. Granted, those were Raptor 2 RVACs, but think of how much else they've had to cram into the RVAC Raptor 3, or the Raptor 3 RVAC, in comparison to the Raptor 2 RVAC, which is already a lot. I don't find it that worrying, but time will tell if that is right or not. I think it was a little bit of a blessing in disguise that when Booster 18's LOX tank popped, it didn't have any Raptor engines on it, so there were no Raptor 3 engines harmed in the making of that test, unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say. So I guess they have. Yeah, I know. So I think it's safe to say they have like 33 spare Raptor 3 engines that they were going to use for Booster 18, but don't have to anymore. So based on the fact that this is serial number 75, and they were willing to show serial number 75, tells me that they are beyond, like, they are well beyond that now in terms of production. And mind you, they need 39 of these per stack. Or I should say, they need 39 Raptor 3s total per stack. 36 of the sea level, and then 3 of the vacuum optimized engines, and 33 of those are going to be on the super heavy booster, and eventually will be 35 with the version 4 booster coming some point in the next couple of years. We have no idea. But that was my biggest concern for a while, was the lack of Raptor 3 appearances. But once SpaceX actually starts showing us the engines publicly, that is when that tells me that we are well along in the process of Raptor 3 reaching operational status, let alone the ability to be mated to flight capable vehicles. So I expect great things from Raptor in the next couple of months, and hopefully SpaceX will show that. But going back to you, D, because you said you had a question earlier.
So we were talking about the plume a little bit. Mm-hmm. It looks a bit wider.
Yeah.
Do you think that will help the plumes of all the Raptors on the booster merge even more, meaning that we might get even more of a Mega Mach Diamond?
The exhaust tail from version 2 or version 3 boosters is going to be insane. Because we're already talking about a jump from, 240 tons of thrust to 280 per engine. And from what we can tell, the engine bell is shaped maybe a little bit differently, a little bit wider to accommodate the extra thrust and the extra exhaust velocity. I don't know. I know it's going to be absolutely insane seeing the exhaust tail come out on either side of the bidirectional flame diverter, because we already know from Block 2 boosters, the exhaust tail is like 800 feet long, maybe closer to 1,000 feet long. And that might be a little bit longer now, and that has to come out somewhere.
Yeah. And so now we also talked about how maybe it would like extend a bit with like slight level differences of the engines here moving forward.
Yeah.
So I regardless, it's going to be a sight to behold when this launches for the first time. I think just to watch that plume, and especially getting flame in
Yes.
multiple controlled directions and hopefully having a clear view. I know we all want to be there and capture that first firing and first launch off of pad 2.
Yeah, I think that in combination with with the exhaust now being contained to two directions and also the lack of skirting around the engines as well, we're going to see the whole freaking power unit, man. There's no more just seeing the engine bells because they have their own little shielding. Like, we're going to see the entire engine, the engine in its entirety from bottom of the bell to top of the power head, because that is how it is mated to the Raptor 3 without any shielding. And that I think was part of the reason why we have seen Raptor 3s in black, is because the engines themselves now become the thermal protection system on atmospheric reentry for the booster, which is nuts. So I think it's an understatement to say that we are excited to see it in action for the first time, but we might have to wait probably another month at the earliest before we have any sort of hope of seeing it either on the pad for cryo testing or some kind of like wet dress or a static fire. That first static fire of version 3 is going to be insane, and I really hope to be on that stream.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's not gonna suck.
No. So look at all of the exhaust remnants and dust being pushed out from under the old style of launch mount there. Now imagine that all confined into a very narrow flame trench shooting out in two directions. It's going to look like Proton times like 10. Like,
I was thinking Saturn V, dude.
Or that, honestly. Although it has more than twice more than twice the thrust of the Saturn V at this point.
It has like 6 times the thrust of a Proton, man.
Oh, that's why I said.
This is so wild.
Yeah.
The more we talk about it, the more excited I get. And I've been excited to see pad 2 and version 3 for so long at this point.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be too much of a stretch to say that the exhaust cloud or the dust or steam cloud on either side of the trench by the time it clears the tower is going to be maybe close to 1 kilometer tall in each direction, honestly, because of how much power we have seen there. And also, if we put a video side by side of startup compared from Raptor 2 to Raptor 3, Raptor 3 has a different startup procedure, where with Raptor 2 we see a little puff or burp of LOX gas coming out of the combustion chamber followed by ignition. With Raptor 3, we see actual fire come out first, followed by a LOX, a dump of gaseous oxygen, and then full ignition, followed by a then throttle up and seeing the plume expand all the more wider. Like, it's totally different in function compared to Raptor 2. It's marvelous. I poured over this footage for a day. It's remarkable. And also the plume, I don't know if it's just the color correction on the footage or if it's actually how it is, but the plume actually looks more blue than purple compared to Raptor 2 as well.
I think we're used to comparing it in flight to the blue sky, so the blue doesn't show up quite as much contrasted to the blue. But regardless, once we start getting those engine shots in,
I know. I'm so excited.
Hey, chat. These two are photographers. Can you tell?
Can you tell?
Can you tell?
Can you tell?
I have so many cameras here. They're
everywhere.
Just realizing saying. I have 4 cameras in arm's reach.
I have a stapler. Does that help?
And you have a toolbox too, probably.
Yeah, that's not within arm's reach.
Oh well.
You have my stapler.
You mean my stapler?
Anyway, so what? Chat, would I not have that next to me? Come on.
You like my stapler? Anyway, so have we covered Raptor 3, or is there more that either of you want to touch on it before we move on?
I think we've covered it. I think we should finish up because we're running out of time.
We're just drooling over this awesome engine.
I'm sorry.
Looking forward to photographing it.
I wanted to just absolutely nerd the F out on Raptor 3 because that's been like some of the info and footage that I've been craving for like the last year is Raptor 3. And this is the first time we've actually gotten it beyond like a quick 5-second clip from the launch live stream from SpaceX. So big treat.
And of course, beyond what our cameras have captured at McGregor Live.
And also McGregor Live, yes. But we can only see so much there, unfortunately.
Yes. Yeah. Close up.
Close up, yes. So moving back towards both Massey's and the production side. Actually, let's go to Massey's first, because I think Kevin is bringing it up in the back channel. Ship 39.1, the test tank that we saw roll out from Mega Bay 2 is currently over at Massey's, and they rolled out last week. And that is one of the first, if not the first, version 3 ship test articles. And we also were expecting it to undergo some cryo testing or some testing of sorts over at Massey's. And for the first time, I think it was a couple nights ago, we saw it get frosty for the very first time. So an initial cryo test has taken place, and I believe that test took part over the better part of 6 hours, which is a very thorough test. And among in its test campaign, among the cryo tests, they will also put the thrust simulator on the back of it, because it is an aft section, and that is apparent because of the vents that are at the very, very bottom of the tank, which is what we would see at the engine skirt section of a ship, at least with version 2, and also and will be on version 3. But in this picture now, it is, I believe, in the can. Is that in the can crusher?
I believe test tank 18 is on the right there.
Test tank 39 is what we're talking about. 39.
And then 39.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think either of these are the correct tank, the correct tank, because we've seen it's currently just out on the cryo stand that we saw at Massey's.
What, you guys are trying to tell me that you're not Texas tank watchers? I mean, I got the hat. I'm just saying.
We're Florida tank watchers, my friend.
Oh,
I know.
I guess that's
all
right.
It's hard to keep up with everything.
This one, Kevin. Yes, this is it. This is the ship 39.1 test tank, and those vents are visible at the bottom. You can see, and that is parallel to what we would see on a completed ship around the engine section. We saw it get frosty for the very first time, and then it will also undergo thrust simulation, where they will attach a mechanism at the bottom of it to literally push up on it to simulate the loads that it might see during flight, or should see during flight, to make sure that it is structurally sound. And then also they will reattach the cap, and then that will then put it in the can crusher system, which will then literally try to crush it and simulate the aero loads that it will endure in flight as well. Aero flights, and also in combination with the acceleration. I can never say that word properly. But simulating all of the loads that it would see during flight in order to sign off on the actual structural integrity of the V3 design. Very, very exciting. I know we haven't seen anywhere near as much of the version 3 ship beyond nose cones as we have with the version 3 boosters to this point. I mean, obviously we've already seen a fully stacked booster, booster 18, which is the first V3 booster. But very exciting to see. We don't post about it a lot, and a bunch of this stuff happens in the background, because it moved to Massey's without even a road closure, so we had even no notice that this was happening. But things are moving along, and I think the first version 3 ship will be done before people realize it. They're saying end of the year for booster 19. I wonder what they're going to say about ship 39 as a whole. I wonder what you guys think as well.
Once again, if they're forthcoming with that booster timeline of getting 19 ready to go and a launch in January, ship's got to come out sooner rather than later. Come out to play. Massey's, it'd be good. D, what do you think?
Oh, I'm really not sure. I don't follow it as closely, but I think I'm with EJ. Like we should see it take shape really shortly here.
So I have a question. What you guys said you were Florida tank watchers. What tanks are you guys watching?
Falcon 9s, the ones that actually fly and are reused.
Yeah, we actually have launches here like every few days. We've got well over 100 this year so far.
Was a tank not reused at Starbase? Wait a minute.
Oh, you've reused one tank? 2 tanks? Congrats.
And how long was the gap between Flight 1 and Flight 2? I'm curious.
Yeah. I'm sorry, how many launches has Starbase had?
East Coast supremacy now in the works. Okay, so speaking of things coming together, what I was gonna say before EJ derailed us.
You're welcome.
Booster 19 is coming together rather quickly, as we have seen multiple of its barrel sections rolling out from the Star Factory into Mega Bay 1. We actually touch on this in the most recent Starbase update. If so, go watch that if you haven't already. But Booster 19 has even moved up beyond that. I think the methane tank at this point is mostly complete. They have gotten from just above the engine section up to the common dome section. So all they have left to do is the engine section with the thrust puck, and then also they have to stack the methane tank and also the top of the tank with the hot stage ring as well. So Booster 19 is coming along, and from what we can see, they may just very well meet their goal of end of the year for Booster 19 reaching completion in terms of stacking before the end of the year. Whether or not it'll have engines, we'll wait and find out. It would be nice to see it complete a cryo test before the end of the year, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Hopefully it does, because that just means Flight 12 is not that long or not that far out. And also, plus the transfer tube and landing tanks. Thank you, Ryan, and also in the back channel as well. Yeah.
It's an upholder, actually.
Oh, excuse
me.
Excuse me.
No, I got you.
I was gonna jump in.
No, I got you.
We have a better name for it now.
We do.
Yeah, the upholder. Yep.
The upholder.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know what? It even takes a major part in holding up the rocket during flight.
Yep. No,
It provides the propellant necessary to hold the rocket aloft.
Somewhere out there, Jack is going, what the?
Hey, I said transfer tube. I didn't say downcomer. I said transfer tube.
You did. I don't know if he's listening this time. I don't think he is.
He's out there. No, I'm talking. It's like telekinesis. He's just said somebody didn't call it a transfer tube.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to use the exact language that was used when SpaceX first posted about the Booster 18 transfer tube and its size, because it is borderline the size of a Falcon 9 rocket. That's how big this transfer tube is. It's gargantuan.
The upholder, downcomer, transfer tube discussion makes sure that way more people actually have an in-depth knowledge of the name, because if we just referenced it as a transfer tube, people would tune it out. When we have these discussions, people really think about the infrastructure going into these rockets.
See, there is a method to my madness, D. I'm just saying.
Is there not always? Because you are the master of, oh God, what's the word?
All right. And on
ceremony. It's
that
MC.
ceremony.
It stands for Master of Ceremonies. All right. We don't have too long left. We've got some more things to talk about, don't we, Max?
Do we have more time? Max, what did you miss?
Well, we got almost 6 minutes now, but I think we can also really quickly touch on what's happening on the Space Coast. And because speaking of the Space Coast, we obviously saw
nothing happens there.
The environmental review for Slick 37 and their eventual Starship launch complex was given the green light. And on that note, we just did a recent flyover, and we spotted a bunch of hardware over at Roberts Road that looks to be almost ready to go in the event the construction over at the site is ready to accept it. We saw many tower sections. We saw 9 tower sections over there. All looked really, really nice. We saw the chopsticks for the chopsticks for the second tower as well. Then also we saw the ship QD arm inside of the same tent that was used to build the launch mount for LC-39A as well. So lots coming together rather quickly. I know SpaceX wants to launch at least once from LC-39 in 2026, and we're certainly hoping that they are able to launch maybe twice if they're able to support it. But things are coming together really quickly at the Cape, and I don't want to spoil too much, because obviously we will go well into this in either the next Starbase update and especially in the upcoming Space Coast update as well next week. There's lots happening. There's a lot happening, and it's looking fabulous. I know, D, we say it all the time. Like, you and I have been waiting literal years for this. So any time that we have a chance to talk about this, we can go on forever. But I'm curious to know your thoughts.
I was looking a little bit about the next topic of discussion. But yeah, I mean, we have seen stuff rapidly progressing up to this point. it's been we had a bit of a lull period when the tower arrived, and then it kind of stopped getting worked on for a while. But things are picking up rapidly. We're gonna see more towers rise. It's a really huge thing. So if you're in the Space Coast area, you travel to the Space Coast area. You're even as far away as Orlando. Swing by Playa Linda Beach. Swing by the port. Check out everything that's going on as much as you can. Maybe take the Explore tour, because stuff's changing rapidly. The skyline has changed a lot in the last year, and it's only going to keep changing.
Facts.
Good stuff. And on that not bombshell, on that amazement. Wait a minute. We got some last dude. Oh, we actually have
Kevin,
we actually have a
Kevin,
bombshell?
You didn't do the breaking news. I know it's not super duper breaking, but hey.
Yeah, better late than never.
This happened right before we went live, basically, so this is kind of breaking.
Wait, so you're telling me we actually have a bombshell to end on? I was just saying that because I like Top Gear.
Take it away, EJ. Or D, whoever.
Yeah, you read all this, right, EJ? Because I haven't.
So there's been a lot of it's me. I mean, there's been a lot of speculation from a lot of different news sources around. One of them here is saying that SpaceX is going to IPO in late 2026. IPO stands for an initial public offering, meaning that SpaceX, which is a private company, is going to go public and be traded on the stock exchange. Which, I mean, I'll be honest, like shoehorning this at the very end of this is like this is like a 3-hour conversation, but yeah, very interesting. I mean, personally, I'm not sure if that's the best idea, but I don't know. Like, I think this is definitely something we should put in the next Flame Trench, because this warrants a lot of discussion. Yeah. People started telling me this when I was streaming over on Twitch a little bit earlier in the day. They're like, "Oh, they're going to IPO." I'm like, "No, they're not. Be quiet." And then just saw another article and another article and another article. I'm like, okay, something's going on here.
I think we'll have to wait and see how that plays out, exactly how the IPO goes, if that does end up happening, if maybe they decide against it. But none of us have quite exactly had time to prepare a lengthy discussion on the benefits and downfalls of SpaceX potentially having an IPO. Was that next year?
Yeah.
Late 2026? Yeah. That's...
We also have a twist coming up this week in Spaceflight, which is our show that airs every Friday.
Yeah, we do. So maybe we should wrap it up or something. Oh, look at that premiere. Look at those balls and rings just rolling around there. That looks like a lot of fun. All right, so I'm gonna do the outro. Max, thank you for joining us. I do appreciate it.
Pleasure as always, everyone. Thank you very much for having us on for this rather spicy episode of Flame Trench, when we didn't think it was going to be spicy, but always happy to be here.
And then in the rear with the gear, D, thank you for coming on.
Absolute pleasure. I hope y'all don't hate me for my opinions. It was fun.
So what if they do? A lot of people hate me for my opinions. I don't want to bother me. It's no problem. Anyway, I've been your master of ceremonies, Max. I've been your master of ceremonies. I am EJ. I stream over on Twitch. If you guys want to follow me over there, twitch.tv/EJ_SA. And that is going to do it for the Flame Trench. Thank you to everybody that is super chatted, that became Red Team memberships, that bought merch. We do appreciate it, guys. We can't do this without your support. We do appreciate every single one of you right there. Launch directors, flight engineers with Christmas lights. With Christmas lights. Look at that. Look at how festive. That's great. That's great. Love it. Anyway, I'm EJ. I've been your host here for the last couple of hours, and I am going to sign off now. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you all in This Week in Space Flights coming up right now.
And here we go. We have liftoff. Propulsion continues to be normal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, Atlantis. It's orange! Oh my god! Oh my god! Nicolás! Put that in the big bag, Eagle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
If the methane would be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You read? We don't need any more of these.
They're accepting Membies. And
Well, then, that was a show.
That was a show.
Yeah, pretty good, huh?
Whew.
Sorry, I want to push buttons. That's the point
Yeah,
of the
you
flame
know,
trench,
no, it was fun. I
Okay,
enjoyed
cool.
it.
All right, excellent.
Like
Excellent.
I did not actually mind. I would have sent you a message if I actually had an issue with those questions. But those are fun to answer and not necessarily the sort of thing that I will bring up unprompted.
Yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. That was fun. It was a good time. I didn't outro Kevin Membies. Sorry.
Oops.
oh my god. You didn't.
I know.
Kevin's night ruined.
But that outro was slick though, so you were just like, oh heck yeah, man. Boop, you know.
It kind of had to be.
Slick. Hey, you like the Sawyer impression? Oh my god. It's so ridiculous. The problem is that Sawyer sounds normal. I can't do impressions of people with normal voices. That's the problem. Like,
that's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the see. I can't do that. You guys have normal voices. Like, I just can't do that. It has to be something ridiculous. It has to be a conversation about staplers, and then I can do a completely good impression of it, and then set the building on fire.
You're good at doing voices, not impressions. Is that it? Is that that's not the right? That doesn't sound like the right way to say it.
That's wrong.
I don't know. It's kind of hit or miss. Like, I can get some voices down, but yeah, it really depends.
Apparently, the sunset was super pretty tonight, and I have people texting me about it. I'm going to have to go back and check.
Well,
oh God, you're such a photographer.
I look out the window and the sun has already set. So,
well, I'm checking Space Coast Live. See?
Oh yes.
Now Space Coast Live.
Now Space. and a meme was born. Now Space Coast Live. Yes, dude.
Live. It's what I do.
I love it.
Upholder. Got you, D. I didn't forget that. I've started calling it that on my streams. It's like, yeah, and then the upholder. Everyone's like, what are you saying? I'm like, don't worry about it. It's fine.
Upholder, hardly know her. Nothing? Okay.
Can I do... Twitch chat wants to know if I could do an impression of the guy who asked Jared if Elon was in the room. No.
I don't think you want to.
Yeah. Was Elon in the room with you? That's all. That's all I'm trying to... okay. It's very clear that you're not going to tell us. It's very clear. You're not going to tell us. All right. Well, I mean, it's a ballroom. I understand that. But how much money did he give you? I want to know that. How much money did he give?
That sounds more like Bernie than it does
whatever.
Marky, whatever his name was.
I'm once again asking for your financial support.
SLS for real.
All right. That's enough. That's enough of that. I'm still the master of ceremonies, and I will say we should stop
let's
talking.
be real. You may be hosting. I think the real master of ceremonies here is Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin is always the master of ceremony. He's got himself.
I'm just Kevin.
I'm just Kevin.
He's God.
I'm just Kevin. Here's my soundboard.
Stapler.
Here's my soundboard.
I'm gonna put you in jail.
That's that straw.
That's it. I'm just going to set the streams on fire.
That's my favorite line of the entire movie. Is that's that straw.
That's the last straw. What's this about Weekend at Bernie's? Nothing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Hooey.
Oh boy.
Boy.
I saw huge grains of salt. They were just huge grains of salt.
You see what they were? Were they huge grains of salt?
Dude, on This Week in Space, there's some shots from like on the ground around the land space pad. There is nothing left of that dang thing.
Of the LZ. Yeah, no, it's in
the rocket
dust.
There's nothing left.
Random photos of people holding the
yeah,
and it's like, yes, this is the largest piece, and it's like this size.
It's like a basketball like size at best. Like that thing hit the ground going real fast.
Were you guys seeing this?
You should be watching This Week in Spaceflight.
Yeah,
There's
why are you
just
not
a photo
watching
shown in
Twiz?
the premiere.
Yeah,
I have watched
what's wrong with you?
Spaceflight. What do you mean?
How you? Okay.
You may have missed it.
Yep.
I can always go back.
Yeah, and you should.
Yeah,
watch it again. Watch it with all your friends, all on separate devices in the same room.
Right? Yeah, no. Watch time.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at it now.
So somehow some Zuke 2 footage snuck in when we were talking about Zuke 3.
I know. I did the links there. I don't think I did any links wrong.
I mean, whatever. It's still topical. I was like, that's not the right. Whatever.
It was the update, Breaking Space, the NSF article, landing failure tweet.
Yeah, I took it from Ryan's folder. It was
Dang it, Ryan.
Because like playing Twitter videos, especially if they're super short, is really hard because you get the watch now, watch again, blah 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 blah. So I asked Ryan for the folder and I grabbed it and I didn't see that it said Suka 2.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
I was concerned in the moment. Like I just kept talking, even though I saw the troubleshooting was happening in the moment.
Yeah, you did fine. We good.
I don't know. I feel like whatever topic I take always ends up being a short topic, but I don't know.
No, I mean, like that's the thing. Like, if you're getting to the end of the topic, I'll usually just pop in, and that's what I did. Like, I popped in with other questions to try and keep it going. Like, I'm not going to leave you hanging out to dry. Like, don't worry about that. I won't do that. I won't let that happen.
I like when everything turns to conversation.
Yep,
it's always great.
Like the other thing that you can do is you can always bounce it back to me if you're like, okay, I really rehashed it. I'll figure out something to say. Don't worry. I've been doing this for a long time.
Been doing this for a long time.
Long time.
Yeah, you're old.
I was just gonna fucking say
language.
Language.
I'm not old. You're old, Kevin.
All right, so Kevin, we have a slight predicament here.
Uh-oh.
We had a plan for after the flame trench. I want that plan to happen. I also need food, and there is not food in this house.
Yeah, same. I have that issue too, and I have not eaten today because I've been in meetings since 10 a.m.
I had a mac and cheese bowl from Wawa. It was really good. I got it mac and cheese and bacon.
Croissant from the mobile gas station down the street.
I'm so sorry.
You guys should try making homemade hamburger helper one of these times. It'll change your life.
Homemade hamburger helper.
Alien, you may or may not have made a correct prediction as to what the plans were.
Oh, second this.
You know what it is, Max.
I don't.
After this, maybe we take a break till like 9 Eastern, and then.
Oh, that sounds fun. Wait,
I
Catan New Energies?
What?
Oh no, these nerds.
I know they were that
hasn't been built into Colonist.
Oh, but
God,
Colonist is
$60.
working on new versions right now. I saw it in their Discord server.
Yeah, if you ever want to be in another Discord that Kevin and I are in, join the Colonist Discord. We don't actually play in there, but we joined it because I don't know.
Because it's
what on earth is this? 21st century and Catan is at a crossroads.
Compner, can I talk about Launch Tower 1 work? There's excavators that are digging out the pad deluge, the shower head and stuff right now. The chopsticks, they did cut them, but they're not refitted. They're not totally there. They're it's gonna probably be a little bit.
Is that what they're gonna do? Are they just gonna like chop them down and like still use the same chopsticks?
Not do. Already did. They already cut them.
Well, I saw them cutting it. I didn't know if they're like cutting it to like take them down or
no.
They're just
they're shortening them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Y'all, I might be making y'all sign up for a different website so that we can attempt to play Catan New Energies tonight.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know either.
I don't either. That will be the fairest methodology. I've never played it. I'm gonna stop reading anything about it so we can figure it out live. Yes.
Huh.
What do I think the road closure tonight is for? Comus, I think the road closure is for moving the remains of Booster 18 away.
Yeah, it was masses to the production site, I think.
Yep.
Yeah,
anyway, D.
So do we how do we want to do our plan? Do we want to do it in
They're talking about Settlers of Catan, Fluffy.
Yeah, we are. Do we want to do it in
it's a board game.
In a VC like a stream? Or do we want to use the stage?
We'll just use the stage because I don't want to set up a camera or anything like that.
Okay.
Hi, Twitch.
Kids.
You're like bored of us. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Twitch. I'm
D
sorry.
just wants to like plan BS and not breaking space.
Also, Kevin, I sent you a message, but I need photos of said things that you said you have. I need to see them.
It's not what you think.
It's not the one I asked for? Okay. Sad. I'll need to find a place that'll do that one. Just present it to the store team.
Let's steal Twitch from EJ. I'm gonna go on Twitch chat. Hold on.
EJ's right here staring at you. Twitch, head on over
to
Twitch. YouTube.com.
What's going on?
Go to NASA Spaceflight. Make sure you hit subscribe if you're not already. Be sure to follow us all on the socials. Max, you are _ capital. It's all capital. Max Q _.
No, it's
Jonathan
M.
Cordova. Hello, Rockets and Redstone. Hello, Bean Cow. See, I don't know EJ's Twitch chat people's names. That's a problem. See, like EJ's just like, hey, yeah. I can't do that. I can't be EJ.
I know the regulars in both communities, dude.
Do you?
_ Max Q _.
Roxic, yes. EJ is transmitting internal NSF conversations on Twitch. Breaking his NDA.
This is for Membies only. How could you, EJ? What were you thinking?
Kevin's the one that did it.
Oops.
Kevin.
Kevin!
Hi, Kevin.
They're introducing themselves to you, Kevin. Now you have to know them.
Hi, Fluffy. I know Fluffy. Fluffy, I know you from NSF chat. Hey.
Yeah, Fluffy's a G.
I now have a nice set of dice, and it's
Lame Kevin. Is that like a A command in EJ's chat?
Is it?
Hashtag blame Kevin.
Yeah. Oh no, that's just blame whoever you query right after that. We can blame you for whatever.
Okay. Get back.
I got car parts, Kevin.
Oh, what kind of car parts did you get? Hold on, I'm gonna make you full screen.
Wheel wells.
Oh.
What thing?
No, the coronet.
As I was showing Membies the dice, I
show these dice while I open this.
You're very out of focus.
I was focused close, so I could. Put
Oh yeah.
I just got these like last week or something.
Is it a D20? D? I can't see. There's a box in the way.
Here's the D20.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. That's great.
Terminator Pig, you're a 30-million-year-old fossil. Cool.
This is the one that'll hurt your foot if you drop it and step on it.
You're older
Worse than any other. It'll just stab right into your foot. This one. Oh. There's the D20. Sorry.
Car. I love car parts.
It looks so different on my camera than what y'all are seeing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we have some D&D players. I don't understand D&D. So
no, there's the D20. I'm holding it all in one hand. There.
D is right there, Kevin. What are you, crazy?
Let me see your wheel well. That sounds bad.
All right. Yes. Oh. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. I can fix my car.
I showed you my wheel well. Please respond.
Technically, it's called a wheelhouse. That's what Chrysler called them. They called them wheelhouses.
What year is it?
69 Coronet. Nice. I'm putting a 5.7 Hemi in it from a Dodge.
What?
What do you mean? Not nice? Dude, I'm putting a Hemi in it? What do you mean not nice? It's a Dodge. The car is a freaking Chrysler product.
I'm aware. Chrysler. I still don't like it, okay?
That's what I drive.
You drive a Dodge?
I do.
You drive a Dodge Stratus, don't you?
No, I have a Charger.
Oh my.
Really?
V8 or V6 Charger?
It's like 13 years old now, though. I bought it brand new. It was the only car that I bought brand new in my life. Yeah.
You have a V8.
Did I choose lowest bid or cost plus? Actually, this is an AMD part. This is the more expensive stuff, but this is the best quality stamping. So, yeah, cost plus jokes. Nice. Look at it. It's nice.
EJ's just enjoying being full screen right now.
I know.
Just look at it.
Wait,
just look at it.
If I do this, then chat can hear me and EJ can't. See, now chat can hear me.
Oh,
and EJ
you
can't
got
hear me.
muted.
EJ can't hear me, but chat can hear me. Right? They. Yeah. So now EJ and Max can't hear me, but y'all can.
This is nothing. But this can help us fix the rust, which there is a lot of in the wheel wells of that car. So,
what do you expect?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to fix that problem. I'm trying to de-Dodgeify my Dodge.
De-Dodgeify.
Yep.
So would you say the state of your car is a bit dodgy?
Leave.
Sawyer isn't even here,
Leave.
man. What are you doing?
Get out of here. No. Not okay. Actually, I was here first. I was here very early.
I was born in 1996. I was here first.
I moved to Florida first. That's what matters.
Kevin, you hearing
We're
this?
talking here in the general
I
sense.
got a Florida driver's license first.
What are you talking about? I would never have lived in Florida without a Florida driver's license. When did you get your Florida driver's license?
When I moved here.
It's not stainless. It's mild steel, Roxic.
I got mine. When did I get mine?
Like last year, right?
No. I got it well before then.
Kevin, is your Charger a V8 or a V6?
Unfortunately, it's a V6.
Yeah, you would be a V6 all-wheel drive guy. Yeah.
Well, you know why I did that? Because I used to live in New York City, and who the hell drives a V8 in New York City?
Well, last time I was there, some bonehead wanted everyone to hear his V8 at like 3 a.m.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah. I wasn't going to be that guy.
Yeah.
I would love to see Kevin in a Hellcat. We'd be having so much fun.
I actually
All right.
wanted a Challenger, and they had one on the lot, and I almost bought it, and then I went with the Charger. I was like, I need to be a little more responsible.
I need
Challenger's big enough
chat's
to hold.
opinions.
Uh-oh.
What food should I get, and what food should Kevin get? I'm probably going
Chinese
to go to
food.
a grocery store and buy stuff rather than just
Oh.
going out and getting fast food because I've eaten way too much fast food recently.
D, you
Yes.
need to go to the grocery store and you need to get some frozen corn, and then you need to get some hot dogs, right? Beef hot dogs.
Corn dogs?
Beef franks. I mean, no, that's not how you do that. And then you need to either A, get some rice pilaf or some Instamash.
Wait,
right?
you say rice pilaf?
No,
is that
it's
how it's
pilaf.
actually pronounced? It's pronounced pilaf.
Rice
right?
pilaf.
Wow.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
His
Okay.
nose.
Right?
I'm just
so
like-
you need to rice pilaf, Instamash, or Parmesan couscous. Trust me.
I love couscous.
And so get some Parmesan couscous, some frozen corn, and some hot dogs. Boil the hot dogs, cut them all up. Couscous, cook the couscous, put the corn in a microwave, right? And then take a big mixing bowl, dump it all in there, mix it up, and now you have enough food for the week.
That's really tempting. I might actually do that. I'm going to add on to that. Has anyone here? No, I'm not calling on you, Max. I saw people. I saw people in chat be like, "Don't worry." When I said, "Don't worry, I will call on you," because like I knew you wanted to talk.
I saw
and I
that,
just needed
and then
to
you
finish
also
my
rudely interrupted me when I was.
I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
I thought you would. I thought you were making a point, and I had an important counterpoint.
I said I had 2 points to make, and that was the first one.
Look, my brain kind of tunes out a lot of what gets said during all this.
Yeah, that's called streamer brain, D. Yeah, that happens. It happens when you're doing live long format content. Somebody be like, "Wow, that's stupid. You're an idiot," and you'd be like, "Wait, what did I just say? Oh crap!"
Yeah, never my intention.
It happens.
Have y'all had the Grinch meal? Specifically, the only thing that matters from the Grinch meal at McDonald's is the fact that they have a pickle salt for the fries. So you can have a pickle fry, like pickle tasting fries, and they're really, really good.
That sounds disgusting, and also I'm pregnant.
What?
That's usually a
yeah.
That does sound like a pregnancy craving kind of thing.
Yeah.
I want pickle fries. Or
Okay, but pickles are really good.
they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
No, they are not.
They are.
EJ, you're just wrong.
No, what do you mean? What other, like,
your opinion is wrong,
dude?
Pickles are like
they are. There's always a jar.
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna
pickles
take this.
in
I'm gonna
the
take this
fridge.
fruit and I'm gonna put it in a jar and I'm gonna leave it there until
I'm sorry.
it
Hold on.
decays into crap.
Are cucumbers a fruit to you?
No, I don't know. That was just sound. I can't. Pickles are nah, son.
I
Nah,
can
not
drink
about that
pickle
life.
juice, bro. I love pickles.
Oh, 100%.
God! Oh,
They're so good. They're so good.
They are
Sweet pickles, not so much. Like
full proper pickles.
Oh my god,
pickles are terrible.
You're
You're
terrible.
Yeah, I know. Tell me something I don't know.
You're
Drink pickled.
garbage.
Drink. What?
What?
What kind of car do you have?
Don't worry about what kind of car I have.
Tell the class. Come on, Max.
I have a Honda Civic. Hey, I sold my Corvette. I sold my Corvette to move to Florida and do this. Think about that every day.
Why didn't you just drive the Corvette to Florida?
That is a story I do not want to get into with members here. Personal.
Honda Civic.
Hey, it's been to Starbase 5 times.
Probably get
You know,
something
I was
like
done me very
I
fuel
well.
was there
economy
when
or
Max
something.
met that Honda Civic.
He was. That's right. You came to Jacksonville with me to buy it.
Yep, because we drove up. Did we drive up in your car?
We drove up in my rental car. That I had. Yep.
And then we went on several test drives. I was just tagging along
Yeah.
so that Max could get this car,
Yeah.
and then we would each drive it one separately back to his place.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't.
You
I wasn't
probably
there.
get something like fuel economy or something with that car.
That's what I did. I got a
Yeah,
Civic.
that's great.
It's done me very well. I love that car to pieces. It's been good. It's been good to me. Knock on wood. I miss my Corvette every single day though. I think
used
about
to
it
drive a
every
Honda.
day. Every fucking day.
I got a Mustang.
No, I'll say Honda.
You get a-
It
you
makes
get a
it sound better than it is. But I drive a
Mustang.
Toyota now.
Toyotas aren't bad.
EJ, does your Mustang work?
Yeah, of course.
Do you drive it in the winter?
No.
Loser.
Did you drive your Corvette in the winter?
Occasionally, although it was under a cover for most of the 3.5-4 months it was in the garage.
Okay.
I'm
So?
just pulling your leg. Corvettes are also composites, so that they don't rust anywhere near as much as others do.
What year Corvette?
01.
Oh, you got a
C5.
C5. You're a C5 guy. This is some LS3 action in there. Did you have the 6-speed or no?
LS1, actually, sir. It was the 5.7.
That sucks.
The car weighed 3,000 pounds. It was a go-kart. Don't need anything more than that. This fucking guy. Did I ever send you? did I ever send you pictures of it?
No, I don't think so. What color was it?
Black.
Nice.
It was black. I had gold wheels on it too. It was set up for like autocross and track days.
What does that mean?
I was going to tell you if you'll let me talk.
All right. I'm the host. I'm the master of
whatever it
cream
is.
of wheat.
I took the
I prefer to
rear...
keep interrupting rather than letting you talk, actually.
You do. I took the rear wheels off of a C5 Z06 and then I had those at all four corners. So I had a 285 set up at all four corners.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I powder coated them bronze too. So and I lowered it basically as low as I could while still being on the leaf springs. It was amazing. The car was a go-kart. I loved it. Hang on, I'll send you a couple pictures. It wasn't like that when I bought it. It was a one owner car, and I bought it in 2018 with it was an 01, obviously built in 2000. It had 26,000 miles on it when I bought it, and I had it for 3.5 years. And when I sold it, and mind you, also it sat in the garage for 4 months out of the year mostly. I sold it with 88,000 miles on it. So I drove the absolute.
Low.
I know. If I kept it, it would be like it would be at like 150 plus right now. But I could not keep it. I had to get rid of it. Yeah,
that's just a Civic shame. I mean, crying shame.
I love my Civic, man. What you got against my Civic? I'm gonna have another one at some point. Leave me alone.
Lack of cylinders.
I have a turbo.
Wait, hold on. Let's do a quick comparison between the 2022 RAV4 Hybrid and your Civic in terms of engine.
Yours is also a hybrid, so it's not necessarily a fair comparison.
No, it's not, but it's still funny, and it'll make your car look better than my car.
It already does, because you put stuff on your hood, and your stuff is scratched out of the paint.
Good, it's a utilitarian vehicle.
That's scratched out of the metal.
That's what the U stands for in an SUV.
Oh,
and I use it that way. Yeah. I've got 219 horsepower.
I have like 210 or something like that, I think. I don't know.
I've got a 2.5 liter engine.
I have a 1.2 either a 1.8 or a 2.0. I think it's a 1.8. But I have a turbo.
I don't even know the engine you got in your car, boy.
It's a Civic.
I looked it up.
You have a turbo, so do I. Look at
my
it's right
my
here.
turbo's on my car, actually installed
So
and running. So, what size is that? Is that a 67?
It's a T4.
I have electric instant torque.
For like
Yeah,
no
but
horsepower.
instant torque is fine, D. But look at these turbine vanes. I mean, or compressor vanes. Look at that.
You know where that turbine would be better spent? In a rocket engine.
It's a turbocharger. It's not a fluid impel. It's not a turbo pump. You can't use it for that. You can make a jet engine out of it.
You turbo pump air.
Yes.
What?
It's an air-powered rocket engine. Air-breathing rocket engines. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Turb skis.
All right.
I'm trying to find the right photos to send to EJ to make the best impression possible.
You know,
What do you
I'm
say?
going to totally listen to EJ with his meal recommendation. And it sounds like it'll be amazing. So
It is
I
amazing.
hope it is.
It is amazing. I would not say you wrong. I cooked for you in Starbase.
That's a
I
lie.
know,
You would.
but
He would.
to hear hot dogs as an ingredient into something else isn't confidence inspiring, and that's sort of where you started off.
What do you mean hot dogs are confidence inspiring? It's a freaking hot dog.
Yeah, hot dogs are great as a hot dog normally, but you think about throwing hot dogs into other things, and it's like maybe it improves it, but it also makes it more of like I need to make a bunch of food. This is what I'm making, rather than I want to make really good food.
You
Most of the
should.
time.
You should swap
But I'm
out
sure.
the hot dogs for smoked sausage.
Ooh, but then I have to actually cook them more versus
See,
like
Not really.
That's the
boil
thing.
them.
This
Not
is
really.
what I said is easy. It's easy.
That's
to
what
make.
I want, and that's what I want, and I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. It's super simple.
It's super simple.
It's super simple.
It's super simple.
I don't sound like
he's
that at
the-
all.
What? What'd you call me?
I said I don't sound like that at all.
Yes, you do. You sound exactly like this.
No, I don't.
You're smiling. You know I'm right.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you really do. You really sound. Have you seen that? Oh my
Hello.
God! Have you seen that one clip with?
Malkovich.
I was just gonna say that.
Malkovich.
I don't sound anything like that. No, you sound exactly
No, you
like
sound
this.
exactly like. Hello, my name is John Malkovich.
I don't sound
don't-
anything like that.
No, you sound exactly like this. He said that you can speak Italian. No, that's just not true. Quanta fagioli, signori! Quanta fagioli, signori! Do you know what he's saying?
I have no idea what you're talking
How many
about right now.
beans are in the jar?
Oh, how many beans are in the jar, EJ? Tell
Quanta
us.
fagioli, signori? Parla italiano, signori.
Check
Por
your
favore,
DMs. I sent you
signori.
photos. Check your DMs. You ungrateful hag.
There is a picture of you in that car next to the. Wait.
Yeah. I drove it to Florida 3 times.
This sounds like a you problem.
It isn't
At
a
least-
problem. It's great.
Max, remember chilling out, waiting for a Delta 4 Heavy that was not going to fly anytime soon?
Sean says 3,000 pounds is still porky, though.
Yeah, it's not.
I called your car
For
fat.
a car this size of a Corvette, it's not. 3,000 pounds is not chunky. Shut
I
up.
have no way of showing you right now, John. I'll show you later.
Yes, D, I do remember that. Rather,
I mean, Sean, I
better
kind of
than
agree.
I
It
would
should
like
be
to.
2,500 pounds. You should have taken the interior
Yeah.
out.
Okay. Yeah. Let me just gut the whole thing and turn it into a race car that I can't drive every day, which is what I did.
Do it.
If I still had it, I would.
I want to remove the seats. I want to remove the seats from the back of my RAV4.
Why?
You should do it. Additional storage.
Literally additional storage because my car is constantly full. When do I ever have like multiple people in my car? Never. If I could remove those seats and make it storage that I can like grab and pull out a shelf, like make it properly accessible storage, that'd be awesome.
And also, if you're like road tripping, you could also like sleep back there too.
That too.
Sean, look.
What is that?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. I'm showing Sean. Yes. It's
I tend to sleep in my driver's seat when I road trip.
God, I can't do that. Ugh.
I don't have the room to not.
I used to do that. I can't. I will never do it again unless I like 1000% have no other option. I cannot do that anymore. My back just hates me.
Yeah. Dude, this thing is sweet.
This thing is nice.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's right.
awesome.
Keep petting it, EJ. It likes it.
No, I'm getting the dust off of it, man. Mine is all rusty, like all up in here.
That sounds like a you problem.
Yeah, that I'm fixing with the wheelhouse that's in my hand.
The wheelhouse.
You kumquat.
Did you just call me a kumquat?
Yeah. This is right in my wheelhouse, man.
Literally.
Oh, hey, look at me doing the puns over here.
I like your new hairdo, EJ. I think it fits
Thank you. Thank you. I think it might even be better than Dee's hair.
Facts.
She's like, oh.
I legit thought you actually froze there for a second.
No. So I was thinking about taking the image that has become more widely spread now of me making that face and making it my profile picture in the downstairs Discord.
You should do that.
And then I had another layer of thought that maybe I could specifically do a screenshot of the one where it's superimposed on a shirt.
I think you should absolutely do that.
Okay.
Do you remember when
what do you think?
Remember when Jack and I downstairs were the field and I was SPMT and the SPMT broke during a ship roll? Wait, you weren't with us at that time. Oh my God, that was pre you. Dang it.
I only joined now 2 years ago.
I've been here almost 3. Jeez Louise. I've been in Florida for almost 4 years. Jesus Christ.
Kevin, can Sean Yoder come in here? Is that doable?
Yeah, it just needs to come in ComsNet.
Yes, Sean, get in here. Tell Max he has bad taste in cars.
What are you talking about?
Oh, look at me with my Corvette. Did you say if it was an automatic or a manual?
It was a 6-speed, bro. Of course it was a manual.
Okay,
you kidding
good,
me?
Yeah. All right, I like you now. You're good. That's fine.
I'm not going to get an automatic Corvette. No.
Because my Mustang's manual as well.
Good man. Okay, good man.
And my truck is manual as well.
Good. Also good man. What's your truck?
The 97 F250. Yeah. 351 with a 5-speed, baby. Ken Block owned it. Fun fact.
Cadillac. What, yours?
Yes.
Your truck.
Yep.
Your exact truck with your
My
VIN?
exact truck. Yeah.
Seriously?
I am not kidding.
What was his former VIN number?
What? Bacon?
It was bad.
Baconator, hardly know her.
Yeah, no. So I bought it from Hoonigan. I'm not even kidding. I knew a couple of people that worked there once upon a time.
Holy crap!
And I fixed it in the burn yard. Yeah, if you watch their YouTube channel, they had a place where they did burnouts with cars. I know
the burn yard, EJ.
I was just making sure. I fixed it. I fixed it in their parking lot.
Context.
That's
Yeah, there you go.
insane.
And then I drove it home.
From LA.
From Compton, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty. That was a fun time. I proposed to my wife on that trip too. That was pretty good. It's a pretty good trip. That's my daily driver.
Much lore.
Actually, that truck is on their YouTube channel, dude. If you ever watched Scumbag Labs on their YouTube channel, they had a 97 F250. I owned that exact truck.
Do you have pictures of it?
It's on their YouTube channel. You can check it on their YouTube.
I don't want to go to their YouTube channel and dig it out.
Fine.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Sean's
is that
here.
Sean? Is that Mr. Shoulder?
I'm not going to give him crap for it. Corvettes are awesome.
Thank you very much.
They're the best bang for the buck performance-wise that you can possibly buy, especially C5s.
Especially C5s. Thank you very much.
They're so cheap and they're so fast and they handle so well. But 3,000 pounds is still kind of heavy.
It's not heavy. It's not. You are comparing a car the size of like a very small SUV to a car the size of a shoe.
No, I'm not.
You are.
Our Panda is just 300 pounds lighter than that.
Okay, how big's a Panda?
But Pandas, it's about the same size as a C5.
No, it's not.
He said Panda.
It's a Fiat. Yeah, we got an LSX and a Fiat Panda, which would be cool.
Oh,
I'm all for that swap.
I heard Panda.
He said Panos, man.
Oh, Panos.
So apparently my car is only 700 pounds heavier than than your old one. Not with all the gear accounted for, or
with fluids probably.
But
I actually
we won't compare it to the CRX, the Exocet, the NB, Miata, and the Fiat Spitfire. That we have in the shop.
There is no comparison.
We can't compare those. But
no.
Yeah.
So
no, I had to come in and defend you and sort of say, but yeah, I love C5 Corvettes. They're really cool. That's really hi everyone that's listening.
I miss my car so fucking bad, so fucking bad.
I sent you a picture, dude.
Max is swearing to Membies.
You're acting like you haven't before.
They've never heard me say anything bad.
Oh, EJ, that's gorgeous.
Oh, thanks, man.
You want to road trip
and I was like, oh God, I have to go.
Autocross and track days, my friend.
Here, I'm gonna send you another one. Look.
You want to road trip that from where you live to Starbase?
The 97? No, I don't want Highway 4 to ruin it.
It'll take it.
Dude, it has no rust on it.
You got to learn your evasive maneuvers.
Oh, that's it.
I mean, the suspension will probably be fine, to be honest with you.
Oh, it will.
But I don't want it to get messed up. We'd have to take it to the coin up and wash it immediately.
Yeah, probably. I've lost 2 tires to South Texas already and a wheel.
Mm-hmm. What other goodies do I have? Guys, I'm just showing pictures of the 97 if you're on the Twitch side of things. Let's see. Where's the... Sean, should I show him the crew cab? Show him the crew cab.
Show me the crew cab.
You have to show him the crew cab.
All right, cool. This is what I just got done on that thing here.
Yeah, I thought you were getting food.
Something about
I should go get food.
Oh, I need one more. Hold on.
All right. So that I can make 9 p.m., I'm going to try to get my food
what's
done
at 9
and ready
p.m.?
before. Membies. You may have noticed, if you happen to have not tuned into that previously, there's a channel, a stage called NSF Games.
Uh-oh.
You'll want to be in there around 9 p.m., and Kevin and Jay and myself will be playing some Catan. And we might end up bringing other people in, and it's a fun time.
I may not be there.
I'm going to play Battlefield 6 tonight.
Same. Even though I don't have Battlefield 6 yet. I want to get it.
So you see those pictures? That's what I need the wheelhouse is for. Look at the last one that I sent you, Max.
Yeah, we're going to try new energies, hopefully.
That's why I need new wheelhouses, because they're gone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That left one's trash.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see my screen share or not, Max, but that's my daily in our shop van.
I cannot see your screen share.
And Sean, I'll send you this one too. That's where I'm at right now. This is taking a while. It was a pain in the butt getting that right without a frame, without frame jig. But hey, whatever.
Let me send a couple of photos in Control Center.
So Twitch chat, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna play KSP. I gotta finish up that Minmus mission and then probably BF6 after that. We just don't have enough time for Hearts of Iron because KSP pushed it. So we're making it audible. Actually, what time is it? It's 8:00. I should probably get going.
Time for you to get a watch.
I'm leaving. Kevin, end this.
And here we go. We have liftoff.
Propulsion continues to be normal.
R68 chamber pressure looks good.
Following up. Roger, planet.
Water towers fly! Yes! Tango down to nominal.
Flight downside SPD off. Bring in SPD off. It's orange!
R45. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Decollage. Put that in the big bag, Jingle.
343 unfolds to go.
Indeed.
We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
This methane will be igniting in the flare, correct?
Yikes. You bet. Sure. We don't need any more of these.
Okay, I'm back from outer space. All right. Hey, there we go. Yeah, guys, I wanted to play Hearts, but we need to. I want to finish that Minmus work. So we're gonna flip back over to KSP here, and I got to get the YouTube stream back up and running. So yeah, should be good. I got gas tank strap holders too. See, they hold the gas tank. And I got the wheel wells. So, oh. Yeah, next big step for the car. Nice work being master of ceremony on Flame Trench. Great discussions. Thanks. I was just trying to, make it work. Predominant Jack is home. Oh, nice, dude. Great. That's good, man. Good. Quarters, not in the budget. So I got to cut the quarters. I got to cut what's left of the quarter panels out right now, Geek. And my thoughts are basically, section the quarters so you can get at the wheel well, because the outer wheelhouses are done. They're toast. There's no point in trying to fix them. They're like, dude, they're wrecked. That car is very, very rusty. Kevin with 10 subs. Thanks, man. How'd I do? I did okay. I got D to go on a rant. You know, I am very, very, very proud of myself. D went off. That was awesome. I'm like, yes. You know how long I've been trying to do that? I'm trying to get D to go off, and D did, which is awesome. I've been trying to do that for weeks. But that's good, right? Like, I got D out of D's shell. That's right. Yep. Kevin, Jan, Michael, Vincent, Reed. All right. We need that or else we're boring. Oh, yeah. No, I was pushing buttons. Hey, Galactic, what's up? Start something, walk away. What do you mean? Thank you for the 52-month resub. Don't say that to me, man. Now I feel bad. EJ as administrator, he could fund and give the go-ahead for a Hubble repair with his own money. Jared Isaacman? Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Predominant gifted. Oh, it didn't, Weather Guy. Predominant gifted 10. Thank you very much. He needs to make his own version of Florida Man with a flag and a hurricane. Yeah. Yep. Someone did that to me, and now I'm stuck with opinions turned on. Sorry. So we take Atlantis and launch it to Hubble. I'm good with this. Check Dallas Craigslist for Mopars. There's a guy with a bunch of shells. What did you search for, Iger? Maybe I'm just old, but I prefer more news and less memes. I mean, Flame Trench we're supposed to have some fun, so you know, try to do that. But yeah. I don't want SpaceX to go public either. I don't think that's a good idea. Just saw it looking around. All right, let's go Mopar. Search Dallas Mopar. I haven't been on Craigslist in forever. $33,000 for an uncompleted 7383 Roadrunner. $33,000 for someone's project. There's a new old stock Charger quarter panel right there. That's pretty cool. Opar project cars. 67 Coronet. I think that's a Plymouth Duster. Oh, it's a Dart GTS, Dart 70 Coronet Super B clone, 66 convertible. Nice. That's the one, yeah. Doesn't have what I'm looking for. These are cool cars, but yeah, that's the 70 Coronet Super B right there. It's a clone though, but whatever. That's still cool, but that's not what I'm looking for. I know there are different opinions, but I like how you host the Flame Trench. Every presenter has their own personality, so host in a way that you feel comfortable with. I really enjoyed it. Great job there. Thanks, Dave. Right on. Yeah, I'm trying. We want a Dart. Yeah. I'm trying to see like how. Yeah. I mean, these are good shells. They're pretty nice cars. Shells seem pretty straight on all of those, but yeah, that's not exactly what I'm looking for. All right. What's it mean by clone? So a Super B is a trim level, John. That's a trim level for the Coronet. That's the highest trim level of 68, 69, and 70. So Coronet Super B. There's 5 trim levels for the Coronet for that generation from 68 to 70. There's Coronet 440, Coronet 500, or no, there's Coronet Base, Coronet 440, Coronet 500, Coronet RT, and then Coronet Super B. That was the 5 trim levels. Super B is the highest trim level. So if somebody made a Super B clone, that means they took a bigger engine out of a junk Super B and put it in a Coronet RT or a Coronet 500 or a Coronet 440. Last, please. What's up, man? You want that blue Viper? You want this one? That looks like it's been grafted onto like an M3 frame or something, an M3 chassis. And it's pretty sick. That is not a stock satellite suspension. Nah, it's a Mopar. You sure about that? Because I know that car. It's on an M3. I wanted to see if anybody knew. It's M3. It's all M3 parts under there. And it's got a, I think last time I checked, Buddy put an LS. If that's the same satellite, like, unless there's 2 69 satellite drift cars that people have made out there. You sure about that? That's definitely not, those weren't the stock control arms underneath that, dude. That's got upgraded suspension. Not that that's not cool. It's just, that's super sick. It's really cool to see a land yacht drifting around like that. You have a Super B. That, oh, you put it nice. Put the logo on it. That's funny. No, I do believe that is, they, like, I saw a build breakdown on that on Larry Chen's channel one time. I think the guy had an LS in it, and I think that's M3 suspension. It's still cool, dude. That's really sick. And I would love to get to the point where we could do stuff like that, but you ain't doing that with a stock Mopar suspension. You're not doing that with torsion bars.
I hate drift racing. It's so meh. Drifting is cool. Drifting is cool. Like, I don't know. I don't mind it. I'm not hating it. That's not something that I do, but it's still cool. Anyway.
Shall we go to Min-Miss? Let's do it. Let me... Putting the lander to work. Let's switch up the category here. And